All right, and welcome. Fix that beanie. All right, welcome to another episode of Unlimited Power. I'm D-Rod, and we're going to be doing some sealed gameplay this morning, as we always do every Saturday. A couple more cards were revealed this week. This is the week we also saw the draft rules come out, which is really exciting. I'm excited for when Force Stable does have draft available. They offer draft right now for Flesh and Blood, and sealed for it as well. Right now, Star Wars only has the sealed component, but I'm hoping that they start working on that soon. So draft looks like a lot of fun. We probably saw, I want to say 8 to 10 cards spoiled. And yeah, so hopefully we see some of those new cards in here today. I think it's going to be really great. Let's see what we can build as we get closer to that launch date of March 8th or March 1st if you're having events, which will be sealed for the pre-release events. So let's just get to it. Open up some packs. All right, pack 1, 16 cards in each pack. We're given a Leia Organa, which is great. As long as we can get enough low-cost rebels, this is always a good one to build off of. Let's see what else we got here, especially if we got any new cards. All right, Echo Base, Vanilla X-Wing, Stormtrooper Lieutenant, it's always good. Now, one of the things that have already started coming up with draft is they're bringing up a quadrant theory, and if you're unfamiliar with that, it has to do with how well a card does in 4 different aspects of the game, where you talk about early, mid, late, those types of things. Some cards are really good in the beginning, some cards are really good at the end, some cards are good the whole time, and some cards just kind of fall apart in limited. That's been some great theories that are out there, and as people are talking about it and we see more draft and sealed play, we'll definitely have a better idea of what cards are better in this type of format. You see a card like Snowtrooper Lieutenant and it's great, and it can make a real big difference, but you do need to take advantage of having Imperials. Attacking with a unit similar to Leia, having that quick action can make a big difference, but that +2 can also make a big difference. But yeah, so let's take a look at some of the other cards we got in the pack. We got a No Good to Me Dead, Great Control, Open Fire, another great one. Vanquish, so a lot of control cards in this first pack, and it's a pretty spread as far as colors, nothing to really commit to yet. We got a Cunning, which is always good. Great double aspect card, may be difficult to force in draft or limited play, but I mean, it's going to do 2 things. Can exhaust 2 units there. Can have them discard a card from their hand. I don't know. It just always feels like it's a big card that can change the where the game's going for you. Skip to next pack. There really wasn't anything here. A lot of utility cards, but no big bombs. You could say 97th Legion, but you need 7 resources to get that out. So I would say Vanquish was probably the best card in that pack. All right, second pack we get a Sabine Wren. That's great. Red-white aspects there, so we're seeing the aggressive and hero icons. A vanilla chopper base. So this is one of the new cards that were revealed this week. Nothing special, right? It literally is a vanilla 30 health base. So it's the location they found in the Rebels series, thanks to the droid chopper. A second Vanquish is looking good. That's 2 blue cards for control. I'm also seeing a great ramp card, 2 ramp cards in this deck, which is awesome, or in this pack. Let's take a look at one of these new cards. We see a couple of them right here. Mon Mothma. So Voice of the Rebellion, a 1/3, when played, search the top 5 cards of your deck for a rebel card, reveal it, and draw it. Kind of like a low-cost Tarkin, just the ability to put more cards in your hand, really good. I love that you can get in there really early. Right, fun way there. Great to see you, Valkralof. Another great card another new card that was revealed this week was Power Failure. So defeat any number of upgrades on a unit. This really crushes that Tarkin build that you may see coming. In a limited format, this makes a lot of sense to keep in your sideboard if you go up against a Tarkin and you want to take care of the several experience counters that are getting put on a unit that you're just having trouble dealing with. this can really just take it down, especially if the character already has damage on it. If you remove all of its upgrades, it'll probably die as well. So, good pack. Blizzard 8 Assault AT-AT, another good bomb. This pack was heavy into the green ramp. Would love to see us get that going. Let's go to pack 3. Okay, Boba Fett. So we're already seeing some diversity here. We've seen red-white, green-white, and now yellow-black, which is cunning and villainy. So getting a Boba is really good. So just the fact that he can untap your resources, let you play a few more cards in your turn. You know, he comes out to play when you have 5 resources, so you can immediately put him out there. If we splash in that green, we could probably get him on turn 2 rather than turn 3, which is really nice. And again, when you're playing Boba, you should be able to untap 2 other resources a turn if you have enough control. So this pack is also pretty yellow heavy. I'm seeing a couple blue cards, but Syndicate Lackeys is good. You're getting that ambush ability, just being able to swing as soon as it comes out. Hits for 5, so should be able to take out anything on the field. Another No Good to Me Dead for that control aspect. Force Throw, really great art. I think it's a really good card. We just don't have the support for it yet. There's not that many Force users, and all the Force users so far are unique. We need kind of like a low-cost Jedi, either like Youngling or low-cost Inquisitor. Just something that's going to make this a little bit more viable. I mean, it only costs 1, which is great, but I'd rather play it sooner than turn 3. I think is the quickest you can play this card. So I like to do something like that. Death Trooper, another great card. 3 cost, deals 2 damage to another unit you control, and then 2 damage to a ground unit of your opponent's. A great little control aspect because you can always hit the Death Trooper himself and then kill something else appropriately. Other fun cards in this deck: ISB Agent, Crafty Smuggler, Patrolling V-Wing. This is already going to be a hard pull, to be honest. Chewbacca in here with that Sentinel, the ability to ready him. Dodonna to give you Rebel stuff. Not to mention for Cause to Believe in. A lot of good support so far, and we're only halfway through these packs. So ATST is always a good bomb as long as you're playing black. So yeah, for Cause to Believe in, though, you really going to want to commit to those white aspects to take advantage of it. If you pay 3 for a card and it does less than 3 damage, it's okay if you get the down, but you really want to make sure you're hitting this and hitting it for 4. So if we go this route, we really want to make sure majority of our 30 card deck is white aspects. Pack 4. IG-88. This sealed is already going way better than last week, where I ended up with 3 IG-88s. So we got another one here. He's okay. Again, if you're familiar with IG-88, the card doesn't really match the concept of the character. You know, single assassin or bounty hunter, and in the stories, but in this card game, he really needs a lot of units around him. So each other friendly unit gains trade 1, and so you really want to kind of go wide. It's better to get a lot of low-cost units into play. When he's not in play in the ground arena and just a leader, you're only going to get this bonus if you have more units than your opponent. So it's best to kind of clear the board and continue to go wide with the units you're getting. We got another Blizzard Assault AT-AT. I like that. Green is definitely probably one of my favorite colors so far in this game. Just the ability to ramp, not to mention my favorite card here, Overwhelming Barrage. I can tell you a better 5-cost card. Give a friendly unit +2/+2 for this phase, then it deals damage equal to its power divided as you choose among any number of other units. This card is a board clearer. You play this on your biggest unit, and you should be able to take out 2 to 3 other units of your opponents. So, big fan of this one. Love the art, love the colors, love the abilities. It's really hard not to play this card if you're playing green-black. So, and we're really leaning towards there. If we do go green, we got the Seasoned Sword Trooper, who only gets better after you hit 6 or more resources. We also see Fett's Fire Spray, and we do have a Boba Fett. So Fet's Fire Spray is definitely a really great bomb. So especially if you have Boba, it comes into play and it will immediately ready. So you can swing with it for 5 the turn you play it. And it has an action ability to just exhaust non-unique units. So a real great example of a control bomb. I think it's going to be a pretty tough decision this sealed. Let's go to pack 5. Maybe these last 2 packs will help us make a better decision. Jyn Erso, yellow-white leader here. While a friendly unit is attacking, the defender gets -1, -0. Or it's meh. If we had more yellow-white support and kind of forced to go into it, we would try Jyn. But man, she is just really difficult to try to use, in my opinion. Not to use, but to use successfully. There's just not a lot of synergy. It's kind of, there are better options, and it just feels like that ability itself, maybe it buys you a little bit more time, but you don't get this full ability till she's in play. When she's out of play and just a leader, you're actually exhausting her to have one friendly unit attack and give a defender -1/0. So, it may buy a unit of yours one more turn of life, but I don't know. It's weird to kind of build a deck around it. Here we go. New card, Bounty Hunter Crew, 6 cost, 4/4, 2 aspects, yellow and black, has ambush. So already, I love it. If it's going to come into play, I want it to do something immediately. And it's going to do 2 things. So it can attack a unit in play, and when played, you may return an event from a discard pile to its owner's hand. So, yeah, why wouldn't I play this? You play this, be able to attack somebody, grab No Good to Be Dead back to your hand, play that next turn, exhaust something, or maybe you play like a waylay, or, you're not even limited to the color, so whatever your alternate colors are. Mostly I'm listing yellow ones because we don't have many black events yet. But whatever our third color is, like Resupply, that'd be great. Another new card that came out was Steadfast Battalion, a 5/5 for 5, 1 aspect, just green, and it comes in with the Overwhelm ability, meaning any damage it does to a unit, if it exceeds the unit's health, it will go over and hit the base. And on attack, if you control a leader unit, give a friendly unit +2/+2 for the phase. So great card. I really enjoy the art. It's a trooper, so it can really be hit by some Imperial cards as well. Yeah, fun one. Cell block guard, standard Sentinel. Love seeing that. Just some good low-cost support in the rest of this pack. If we go to the higher-cost cards in our rares and our foils, we see Rogue Squadron Skirmisher. Fun little card, 6 costs for a 4/6 with Ambush. It's 2 aspects, green and white. And when you play it, return a unit that costs 2 or less from your discard pile to your hand. I think it's good. It's a little different from the Steadfast, or from Bounty Hunter Crew. Honestly, I mean, they're both the same cost. They both hit for the same. They both have ambush. One has more health than the other, and they both return cards. The difference is Rogue Squadron, even though it has more health, it has a limit on what it's returning to your hand. And again, it's only to your hand. I would say if they were going to put a restriction on this of cost 2 or less, it should have just come to the field. That would have been better. Just imagine how cool that is to play the Rogue Squadron Skirmisher and then grab a Leia or Ghana from your discard pile, put it into play, open up another resource for you, or just exhaust one of your opponent's units. I think that'd been great. So. And lastly, we see the redemption here. High cost card, 8/6/9 with Sentinel. I really like this ability, but again, you're wanting to get to 8. But when you play, you can heal up to 8 total damage from any number of units and or bases, and you deal that much damage to this unit. So essentially, you could play it, heal 8 from wherever you need it, and then you have a 6/1 for the rest of the turn. So it does something when it hits play, but it can definitely be vulnerable. Feels like a very glass cannon healing guard. So good pack. Let's see that final one. We're really going to have to make a decision, but I love how we've had multiple different leaders. I think Boba Fett's our only duplicate here. We do see Capital City, another new card that came out, 30 cost, just vanilla with that Lothal skyline. Really enjoy it. Here's our third Vanquish, which is great. Getting those events to just remove units from play. Any non-leader unit, yes, it costs 5, but it's 1 aspect and takes care of anything. Space, ground, aim bombs that your opponents may play, so worth messing around with. Mission briefing, ISB agents. Here's another new card that came out earlier in the week, Vanguard Infantry. So it's a 1/2 trooper for 1. It's only 1 aspect, so no problem there. And when defeated, you may give an experience token to a unit. So I love this. This kind of fits with the Tarkin build already. It's trooper. It's not necessarily Imperial or Rebel, but it can continue building upon what we're seeing in other decks already with experience tokens. So another new card is Make an Opening. Give a unit -2/-2 for the phase and heal 2 damage from your base for 3. Great art from the Rogue One series. 3 costs seems pretty fair to get 2 different abilities right here. Healing your base, that's always going to come in handy, but just giving a unit -2/-2 for the phase means you could probably take out that enemy unit with one of yours and be perfectly fine. So it's a good shifting type card, depending on where you're at in the game. All right, nothing else special here. A little bit more green, some more yellow. We're going to have some tough decisions to make. As far as our rare cards, we were given Lando Calrissian. I like Lando, but I'm not sure if we're going to go this direction. So Lando Calrissian is a responsible businessman. He's a 6/5 for 6, and you got to be playing yellow and white. He does have Saboteur, so he can bypass all those defenders with Sentinel, as well as the shields. And when you play him, you can return up to 2 friendly resources to their owner's hands. So you can definitely set back your opponent, which is really cool. But yeah, anyway. Let's go ahead and check out our sealed pool. Again, we have... That's weird. That's not it. I don't know what happened. That's super weird. This feels like an older sealed pool. No, this got super weird, super messed up. We're going to just go ahead and start over because I don't know what happened. I mean, I could just build from this. I guess that's fine. But this is not the packs I opened, so... I understand. Sometimes Force Table is going to have some of these little issues. Luckily, you can just hop in the Discord, show what's happening, and they continue to work on it. So it's a great service. I mean, honestly, I am all part of their Patreon, which is great. So I can do these sealed stuff and eventually draft. I can mess around with the draft stuff for Flesh and Blood and sealed as well. But, you know, they're continually making tweaks and making improvements, adding new cards. I can't fault them for that. I'm happy to support them. But again, this isn't any of the cards we opened, so something went wrong. But let's see what we got here. First off, Cassian, 2 Chewbacca's, 2 Jyn Ersos, and a Grand Moff Tarkin. I'll play Grand Moff Tarkin if we have the green. Let's see what we got here. 2 Blizzard AT-ATs, an ATST, an Emperor's Royal Guard. Okay, this all looks good, but we really need some more ramp and some low-cost green units to build upon. We got Death Troopers, Death Star Troopers, which is good if we decide to go red or blue. I'm seeing the 5th Brother, some Veers. Okay. Honestly, this is a pretty good spread. I think we are going to have to go Tarkin, which I know I play a lot of Tarkin, but if you get him in the sealed pool and you have the cards to support him, it's just the better play every time. Look at this. 3 Imperial Interceptors. That's great. Some Mighty Guild Fighters, 1 TIE Fighter, 1 TIE Advance. A little low there. You would love to see a little bit more if we go that Tarkin route. As far as events, we did get one of my favorites, Overwhelming Barrage, Aggression, Open Fires. These are some great cards. I think we may lean towards Black, Green, Red. Now, I really wish I got the pool we opened because I know I had 3 Vanquishes, and that blue would be really nice. Okay. All right, well, I think we're going to go Tarkin. Go ahead and choose the Grand Moff himself. Now, one of the improvements that have been made in this game is now that we have the draft rules, we're kind of learning that all the basic bases are available to players. So that has now been added here. So you'll get the ones that you draft, and you'll be able to get other ones that are just, you know, basic ones. So, for example, if I didn't draw Tarkin Town, I could play Kestro City. I think on theme, I'm going to play Tarkin Town. Let's take a look at our ground units again. Admiral Ozzel is going to be perfect for something like this, to be able to put Imperial units into play a little bit faster. I was really hoping we were going to see a super laser technician, but we didn't. So we're going to have to kind of build up here. Now, remember for Tarkin, we can only put experience tokens on Imperial units. So we do have a lot of troopers, but let's start with the Imperial units first and then circle back to where we want to fill in. We definitely want the 5th brother. We want Veers. The Royal Guard, these Death Star troopers, which are going to come out and be already pretty big. And the AT-AT and the AT-ST. So you have 13 units so far of a 30-card deck. Let's go ahead and take a look at our space ones and add some Imperial units here. Now with Tarkin, you want to make sure you're getting a low-cost unit in your hand turn 1 so you can start putting those experience tokens on it. Luckily, we have 1 TIE Fighter already, and we have 2 Death Star Stormtroopers, so that's 3 1-cost cards. You want 1 because Tarkin's ability costs you 1 to use. I think we're going to go ahead and add the interceptors. We only have 5 space units. They're great because they deal damage when they enter. We'll throw in the V-Wing as well since we can draw a card when it gets played. All right, events. We're at 19 cards, 11 left. We're going to need this resupply if we plan on trying to put these blizzards out. And we're definitely playing Overwhelming Barrage and these open fires to help deal with opponent's units. So, a good spread there. Yes, it's not as good as Vanquish, but a little bit low cost. We may play, let's see, we're at 23 now, which is good. So if we play Recruit, we'd be able to search a little bit more for that unit we're looking for, but yeah, we may bypass the events we're also hoping to get. So let's play Mission Briefing, and we'll throw in Keep Fighting for now. All right, so right now we're at a 13, 6, and 6 ratio, 13 units, ground units, 6 space units, 6 events with 5 cards left to play. I'm going to take another quick look here and see what we want to add for these last 5 cards that will actually be beneficial. So, since we are going a little bit ramped, let's play the Emperor because this is going to be a good bomb. We're going to play the Homestead Militia just for that extra Sentinel. We don't have any Sentinel, so this is going to be really important just because the opponent can just bypass our units and start swinging on our base. So. The next question is, do I use 2 tubes? There's 3 spots left. We have 15 ground units. Let's go ahead and go back to space and see if there's anything worth playing here. I think probably the Starwing Scout and the Viper are going to be good because the Viper is going to heal as long as we have initiative, and the Starwing, if we have initiative and dies, will give us 2 more cards. It also hits for 4, so why not? All right, that is 1 card remaining until we hit the minimum here. I think we're just going to go ahead and take Recruit and try this out. So 15, 8, and 7. Let's see what we can do here. Not my best Tarkin deck, but this seal pool got a little bit odd. That's all right. So go ahead and hit play and hop in there as it generates this deck. Just in there. Force table going a little slow this morning, surprisingly. Generate my deck. Well, while this is going, we can at least talk about why this continues to generate my opponent's deck. With draft coming out, I'm really excited for that. You know, we saw the rules again, and we saw around 8 to 10 new cards spoiled. You're going to get 16 cards in each pack. They've already kind of talked about the one thing they want to do is you're going to pull the leader out first and draft the leaders kind of on their own, which I think is neat. So they talked about how the positioning of the cards is going to be. So you know the leaders are going to be pointing in a different direction, which is great. And so it should be a little easier. But again, there are probably always going to be a little bit of mistakes made at your draft table. Just be patient. So, all right, quick refresh there got us in, and apparently we're playing Grand Moff Tarkin, who's also running Tarkin Town. Fun. Let's see what happens here. No mulligan from me. We're just gonna deal with what we got, and make it work, right? So it's the hard part of this game is sometimes you're not going to get the cards you want to see after your mulligan, and you got to make decisions after that. All right, Recruit can get a card in our hand. Palpatine is a bomb of ours, so it's really tough to get rid of. However, we know we have one AT-ST that comes out on turn 6 and 2 Blizzard AT-ATs that come out on turn 8. So I'm going to drop Palpatine, and I'm going to drop Keep Fighting. This allows me to play Recruit this turn, or I can play Admiral Ozzel if I want a body. I think I'm just going to play Recruit, see what's coming up, and grab a card I want. All right, this is great. There's 4 units here. I am going to lose this resupply, unfortunately. It's going to go on the bottom of the deck. But this is good. Death Star Trooper is solid. He can really build on himself. Here's our other Sentinel, but we have to have a official unit into play, so it's kind of a maybe. The only unit we'd be able to put an experience token on next turn is the Death Star Stormtrooper or Admiral Ozzel. So, I think maybe we go for the guard. Let's go for the guard. We'll get the guard just in case. I don't know what to expect with the AI's deck. We'll pass, draw 2 cards, and see what they do next. Oh man, this TIE Fighter could be a great one to build upon, but we're going to get rid of it. TIE Advance is great. We're going to be able to give 2 experience tokens to another unit. That's going to be really solid, considering our opponent just played a Cell Block Guard, giving them a Sentinel ability. A little annoying, but nothing too difficult. Let's play a little slow. We're going to put Ozzel out. We'll take the hit from this V-Wing, which is only 1, and then we're going to use Tarkin's ability to put an experience token on Ozzel. All right, we'll pass. Now we have this open fire that I'll probably use on the Cell Block Guard this turn. Get us through that a little bit. Oof, man, I don't want to get rid of any of these cards. TIE Advance, I'm going to get rid of the Stormtrooper. I like the Stormtrooper, I really do, but got a couple of other options here we could do. And it's not fun that we just saw the AI ramp a little bit. They are now at 5 resources. We're at 4, so they'll be able to put Tarkin into play this turn and put another experience token on that Cell Block Guard. So we got to take care of that guard now before it gets a little out of control. This leaves Tarkin with 1 resource that he really can't do anything with. He can't put an experience token on the V-Wing because it's not Imperial, so now he's just a 2/7. We'll go ahead and give our Admiral Ozzel another experience token. And the problem here is Tarkin wanted to hit us with hit Admiral Ozzel with to do 2 damage because he can activate Tarkin Town to deal additional 3. Now we're at 5 health, meaning he can kill Ozzel. So Ozzel's best move is to just go ahead and swing into Tarkin Town right now with this 4 damage. So AI will probably take him out, which they did. It's the right move. We'll take the initiative, take 1 more piece of damage, and it'll be a 21-23 match so far. All right, again, Tarkin is a little bit of a problem, but he needs an Imperial unit in order to build upon. So we can activate our Tarkin, or we can play a 4-cost unit and still put an experience token on him. I think what we're going to do is pass. I want to see what the opponent does. We can afford the pass. That's not really a problem. All right, they play that. Super Laser Technician, they are ramping way faster than us. We'll go ahead and play an Emperor's Royal Guard, and then we'll put an experience token on him. Here comes General Veers, now giving all Imperial units +1/+1, so that Tarkin just got a little bit stronger. Not the worst thing, but not fun. Tarkin hits us for 3, drops us to 20. I don't mind that. 20 life is significant. And we now have our Royal Guard in play, who's triggered the Sentinel ability because of Grand Moff Tarkin being an Imperial official. Tarkin's going to go ahead and swing. I'm going to have him swing on Veers to try to put more damage on him, and we'll put another experience token on our Sentinel card. AI takes the initiative. We could finish off Veers now, which I wouldn't mind. Feels like a little bit of a waste because it's 3 damage and he only needs 1, but you know, Veers in play means each of those Imperial units do +1/+1. So, no thanks. Let's get rid of one Imperial Interceptor. We now have an ATST. Really wish we had that Admiral Ozzel. All right. Well, let's have some fun, and let's clear the board with Overwhelmed Barrage. We'll give it to the Emperor's Royal Guard here. We now have 7 damage to clear this board. This is why I love this card. So we'll just go ahead and get rid of the space unit. That's hit us like 3 times already. We have 6 more to deal with. We'll go ahead and take care of Tarkin, leaving us 3 more. We could take out the Super Laser Technician, which is going to feed them a little bit. I don't mind it, honestly. It's annoying, but that thing hits for 3. Let's get it off the field. It's also the only target for Tarkin. Say that 3 times fast. We'll hit the Wampa for the last one just to make him upset. All right, another new card here. Revealed this week, Jedha Agitator, 2/1 Rebel, has Saboteur, and a really interesting ability. On attack, if you control a leader unit, deal 2 damage to a ground unit or base. So I think that's great. You know, you play a few more of these. There's only 1 red aspect to them, so you're not really limited when you're throwing them in your red decks, and you can just immediately do a little bit more damage every swing. So, and not to mention you're getting past Sentinel, so you should be doing 4 damage to a base every turn. Seems really great. So, a lot of fun you can have with that kind of card. Anyway, we're going to get rid of it. That's the best move there. We'll kill it with Tarkin. Tarkin takes 2. Put another experience token on the Royal Guard, and we'll go ahead and swing with the Royal Guard into Tarkin Town. So this would give us a little bit more of a boost. Yep, 8 damage. It's 13-19, our favor. Draw 2 cards, move on to the next turn. We got a Veers, a Shore Trooper. I love all these. I don't want to get rid of any of these up. We'll get rid of the Interceptor. So again, we gave up all of our ramp. Unfortunately, we didn't give it up. We just ended up having to pass on it. Let's go ahead and do something good here. We have a 4 and a 3, so let's do the TIE Advanced and put 2 more counters on the Emperor's Royal Guard. Wow. Precision Fire on a Wampa. So Precision Fire on a Wampa. Somehow this Wampa has a sniper rifle, I guess, and attacks with a unit. It has Saboteur, and it didn't get +2/+0, but, you know, it was able just to maul Grand Moff Tarkin over there. So that's all right. We'll throw Veers out. Opponent throws out a Imperial Interceptor just to take out our TIE Advance, but the TIE Advance already did its job. Let's go ahead and hit. We should be hitting for 10. No, 9. Okay. So we hit the Imperial base for 9. Take the initiative. The game is ours. So another example of like Tarkin can just kind of build on itself. We did have to restart a little bit after our also died. But that's kind of it. So here we are again. One Sentinel unit just kind of getting us there. The Royal Guard finishes this off for another 9 damage. Really great. So that was our first match. Let's go ahead and immediately go into game 2. And who are we playing this time? IG-88, Energy Conversion Lab. A card to deal with here. Tupper Hunter, Star Wars Unlimited is as fun to play as you think it is. Great question. I have fun with it, but then again, I've been playing Star Wars card games since I was like 11 years old. So, and that was a while. I've been playing since Star Wars Decipher. So I've played this TCG. I've played Young Jedi. I've played Destiny. I played the LCG, and this is definitely the most fun I've had with Star Wars games out of the box, honestly. So it's drawing 2 resources or 2 cards every turn is great. Starting with 2 resources at the beginning of the game just feels like the game goes quickly. You're getting fun elements here that you've seen in other Star Wars games, which I like. You know, the Decipher one was the first game that not only the first Star Wars card game, but introduced us into space and ground battles. And even though we've seen other games mix those together, it's fun to have them feel separate again and have cards that interact appropriately, it feels like. So yeah, Destiny was great. I really enjoyed Destiny, and obviously the problem was just the dice. You know, the dice were good, but obviously the production of the dice was bad. And if you were going to make any alters to a card, After more playtesting, you couldn't alter the dice because they were already in production. All right, I think we're gonna get rid of both our 8 drops. As much as I love them, we have a 6 drop that'll get us there just as well. Just for those unfamiliar, again, with IG-88, he needs units in order to take advantage of this ability. Each friendly unit gains raid 1, so they'll be stronger when they attack. Now, when he's just a leader unit, or when he's not in play, sorry, you have to exhaust him and attack with a unit. And you only get this ability if you have more units than your opponent. So, it's okay. Not a strategy I'd take, honestly, without having a lot of units every turn. So, but no, I enjoy this game. This is very similar also to Destiny as far as the action-based combat. Here is a good example. The opponent plays 1 card. It's now my priority to choose how I want to deal with it. I love that. You know, in Destiny, you would say, okay, I'm going to activate my character. I roll dice. Then you pass, and your opponent says, how can I deal with any of these dice? I'll change one of them. Then you pass this to your opponent's turn, and they say, well, I'll resolve this one. I just think it's really good to give your opponent 1 moment to deal with something that's a threat to them. And then if they can't, well, let's move on. So a little better than Magic, I would say, with all the instant speeds. All right, we're going to go with the TIE Fighter because it's a 1 cost, and we can use Tarkin's ability to already bump it with that extra resource. So we do it. We now have a 3-2 TIE Fighter. Love it. All right, last turn I went with this recruit, and I kind of regretted it because I passed on my resupply. So this time I'm going to get rid of it. We'll drop it down as a resource. We have the V-Wing to help us draw a card. And the AI plays a Cantina Braggart. So, 0-3. Not too big deal. Only tough when it attacks, so we just got to take care of it. Oh, man. So this site is just forcetable.net. You can go and... great question, Tupper Hunter. Sorry. So asked how we can play here. So if you go to forcetable.net, you can do the free-to-play aspect where you just hop in a game, load a deck. They should already have the Star Wars demo decks in there for you to mess around with. Since it's all web-based, you don't have to install anything. You just got to have internet, so which clearly you must. But, you know, it's great. You can go to SWDB, download other decks, and try out new things, and just play against the AI whenever you want. It's kind of why why I advocate so hard for it, honestly. I love playing Star Wars games. I definitely enjoy playing with a community of people, but a lot of times you just want to grind some games in without having to search for someone to play with. So that's why I'm here. All right, they are going wide, so they're doing their job. The AI is. We have Admiral Piet, who has Infiltrator, so now he has a +1/+1. Cantina Braggart again, and then the Death Star Stormtroopers. So I'm going to have to put a unit in the field soon to help deal with some of these guys. We'll take the initiative and hope I get a good ground unit going forward. All right, not a good one, but a good removal, honestly. All right, we're going to turn 4 here. I really don't want to drop this ATST yet. So let's see, what is the better play? We're going to go with the Shore Trooper. I like the Shore Trooper, I really do, but Death Star Stormtrooper hits for 3. Fifth Brother has a different type of ability that can kind of stay in the field a little bit longer. So let's stick with something like that. This is tough. This is tough. This could just be a complete speed match, honestly. I can stay in space, keep going, put more counters on this TIE Fighter. Let's just do it. Let's just put 2 more experience counters on this TIE Fighter and keep going. They're going wide on ground. I'm going wide in space. Let's hit them. See what happens here. All right, this is going to be a problem, though, once IG comes out, which is next turn, because then all of them are going to get that +1 bonus. So, luckily I have that open fire, so I can take care of one of their bigger cards. And it's a 16-18 game. So, let's take the initiative. Oh, sorry, it's going to be an 18-14 game, so, ugh. Again, I don't have many Sentinels here, so not much to defend. Go ahead and drop the other Shore Trooper. All right, they have a lot of damage on the board. They're definitely going to bypass us, so we're going to have to open fire something. We have a 1/2. When he dies, he gives an experience token, and we have this 0/3. Again, IG-88 is going to come out, and he's a 5/4. So I could just take out IG-88 when he hits play. That's probably what we're going to have to do. So we'll save the 3 damage. Let's just start swinging first. We'll probably put out these Death Star Stormtroopers just to feel like it's a little threatening of a board. Hopefully we can get there. Hit him for 1. Waiting for that IG-88 to hit play. There he is. Okay. Let's go ahead and open fire there. Perfect card. Love it. That 4 damage just takes care of anything. And that's another reason I don't want to play IG-88. Just dies so quickly. You know, other colors that are playing like Vanquish, it's like defeat a non-leader unit. Okay, that's great, right? Like it's 5 costs. You couldn't kill an IG-88, a Vader leader, anything like that. But open fire, just 3 to take care of your leader that you were building upon. Like in this case, if IG-88 stayed in play, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra points of damage I would have to take next turn. So open fire for the win there. All right. Not sure. There we go. Getting a little rough. Let's go ahead and put a little bit more pressure on the opponent. Now, they still have an energy conversion lab, but the energy conversion lab only gives them ambush. So meaning they can put a unit into play and attack only if there's a unit for them to attack. It does not allow them to attack the base. All right, opponent has 2 more units left. I'm just going to go ahead and play a Stormtrooper and take the initiative because we should have this. So unless something else crazy comes into play, that's not too big of a deal. Mud Trooper and another one. See, right now if I was the AI, I would pass, but they won't. We'll take 3 and then we'll take 1 more damage, but again, the game is pretty much going to be over. Oh, we have a Tarkin. And we have this. We'll take the initiative. All right, a Veer's an Imperial Interceptor. Nothing crazy. Let's go ahead and put these cards out. We're going to swing with the TIE Fighter first, put some damage on that base. Opponent has to do 6 before we do 2. So most, it looks like they're going to do 2, 3, 4 right there. We'll get them with the last points of damage with that TIE Advance, which is great. So I could have made some better play decisions there, but it was definitely a fun little race. And again, open fire is what comes in handy against, you know, mid-tier, low-tier leaders like IG-88. Great card, one of my favorite characters, or great art, I should say, but just a weird mechanic for him. So let's go ahead and hop into game 3. Final game. Now, in Force Table, you may have already noticed in sealed gameplay, they make it a little bit harder every turn by adding 4 extra health to the bases. So this time, this security complex, instead of having 25 health, has 33. So when you get to that third round, it's plus 8. So it makes it feel a little bit better. They haven't been able to make the AI harder in this setup, but they're able to make it a little bit more difficult to win. So I don't mind that. It's a good test of skills. Take a mulligan? No. No, we'll just keep going. And yeah, I love the programming that they're doing here. I'm a big supporter of Felt Table, who hosts Force Table here. Happy to be one of their Patreon members and really excited for them to get that draft mechanic. I was messing around with the Flesh and Blood one yesterday and it was really cool. So I'm excited for when the set gets revealed and we can do some drafting with AI just to get more practice in. All right, we're going to go ahead and drop Palpatine and the ATST. That's right, both of our bombs are going to go because at least with Tarkin, we can make a card a bomb over time. This is a card I wish I was playing if I had blue. Scout Pike Pursuer. Great card with Tarkin. Gets stronger every time it has damage on it, and it comes out as a 1/4. So 1 experience token makes it a 2/5. This thing just gets stronger and stronger. I love that. Let's use Tarkin's ability to give an experience token to an Imperial unit. We're going to choose our own. As tempting as a Scout Pike Pursuer is, it is not ours. And we'll play a 5th brother. down as a resource. Ooh, the Sabling Fang Fighter comes into play, defeats one of our upgrades. A little annoying. Not a big deal. Well, Imperial Interceptor can take care of it next turn. So let's go ahead and play our Death Star Stormtrooper, and we'll put an experience counter there. Unless it dies right now. The Tupper Hunter, glad you're trying the game. Sorry you lost that first one. It just takes time. It's a card game, so you're always going to have those moments where it's just the cards don't add up to what you need. But I'm glad you're already trying it. And that's why I love Force Table. You know, I know a lot of people play on TTS, Tabletop Simulator. As much as I enjoy it, it's nice to not have to constantly update things, or if you're new to a game, you don't have to chase it down of like, do you have the right mod? Do you own Tabletop Simulator? Can your computer run Steam? How much does TTS cost? And then you have to learn all the little tricks about navigating it. It's okay, and it's a great way of playing opponents online, but sometimes you just want to get into the action quick and see if you like the game. That's where I'm at. So, well, I know I like the game. I just want to get in the action quick. I also think Force Table has probably the best presentation so far. So, not to insult anyone who's created some TTS mods for Star Wars, but, it's just, this is a little bit cleaner. Outside of the angle view that we're getting here, I'm a fan. So we're going to go ahead and use Tarkin Town now and take care of that Scout Bike Pursuer. So, yes, it had 3 damage already, but that's where its threat level's at. With 3 damage, it becomes a 4/4. So I'd rather just get it out of play now than take 4 damage later. Alright, we're going to get rid of another Imperial Interceptor. Let's see what our opponent does. They play a Cell Block Guard with Sentinel, meaning I got to deal with that before I can attack their base, at least on the ground. We'll play our Imperial Interceptor to deal 3 damage to an enemy space unit. And we'll take out that Mando fighter. No problem there. TIE Fighter will go ahead and swing into the opponent's base. We have dropped it down a bit, and now it's at 27. 27. All right, going into the next round, we need to choose a card to drop. I think we just dropped Interceptor last turn. These are all good cards, with Briefing going to give us more card advantage. We'll drop the other Interceptor. Now, Tarkin can hit play this turn. Ooh. Seventh Sister, fun card, new. Earlier this week. So 5 cost, red, black, Force, Imperial Inquisitor with Saboteur. Now, I've already been messing around with her a bit. She was one of my favorite cards in Star Wars Destiny. She was definitely one of my favorite Inquisitors from the series. Predominantly, you'll see her in the Rebels series. Great card. But Saboteur, so she can just immediately get to the base. That's fitting to her character. And when this unit deals combat damage to an opponent's base, you deal 3 damage to a ground unit that opponent controls. Yep. So just free 3 damage every time she attacks. We were talking about the Jedha Instigator earlier, who has a similar ability. Pair it up with this, and your opponent's units are dying without you having to touch them. I really, really like that. She's a Force unit. She's Imperial. She's Inquisitor. There's a lot of good stuff there. So definitely going to be hard to deal with. All right, let's go ahead and just do an action ability, I guess. Or play our own Inquisitor. Let's swing. IG-88s can also put out their unit this turn, which looks like they're going to do. Gives all their units raid 1. Now this time I don't have an open fire, so I have no way of dealing with IG-88 immediately. Alright, they use Security Complex to give a shield token to a non-leader unit, Cell Block Guard. I really want my 5th brother to survive, so we're just going to pass. Alright, we're going to do one more pass. Let the AI take us 5 damage lower with that IG-88. And we are going to go ahead and play our 5th brother now. Put an experience token on him using Tarkin's ability. And then we're going to use Tarkin and deploy him. Now that Tarkin's in play, he can do some damage. We'll go ahead and hit this Cell Block Guard for nothing, but we'll put another experience token on the 5th brother. So Now, Fifth Brother is going to get stronger the more tokens he has, as well as every time he attacks, he gets a raid 1 for each damage on him. So I don't mind that at all. Ooh, here comes Homestead Militia with that Sentinel. We have a lot of draw cards in our hand. Let's get rid of the Starwing Scout. AI has not gone very space heavy, so I may not get the advantage there. All right. With IG-88 in play, we're going to go ahead and open fire there to remove that raid ability from all these other units. And that Cell Block Guard is going to hit us for 3. All right. We have that 7th Sister. I really want to deal with her. We just may not have an answer. Let's go ahead and put our Homestead Militia out for that Sentinel. 7th Sister is going to bypass it, as she would. And she deals 3 damage to our 5th Brother. Smart move. Smart move. 5th Brother could now finish off the 7th Sister. Unfortunately, the Cell Block Guard's in the way. So let's put another experience token on him. Make him a little bit tougher. And we're just going to head and swing, I guess. Deal 1 damage and deal another damage to another ground unit. No thanks. 8 damage on that Cell Block Guard. 5th Brother is at 6 damage and he only has 7 health. So definitely going to have to swing first next turns before the 7th Sister does. And we are now at a 15 to 10 game. Health is in favor of the AI. So, oh, that resupply is nice. We'll drop the Sword Trooper. We're at 7, meaning we can definitely be playing our bigger units soon. AI makes a mistake and plays the unit first. So in this situation, when you're seeing something like this, you should swing with the 7th Sister, hit me for that 3 damage, and then finish off the the 5th Brother here with her ability. So AI is not always going to make the best decision, but it's going to make some good ones every now and then. Man, see, I don't even want to use the 5th Brother, but it's the right move. So that 7th Sister is going to be a pain. So we'll just take him out. Both Inquisitors out this turn. 11 damage. Wow. I should have swung on that base. Oh well, that's okay. Swing here. Let's give it another experience counter on the TIE Fighter. Now remember, we have Sentinel with this Homestead Militia, so I'm not too worried here. Buys us a little bit of time, and time is what we need. Go ahead and swing with this TIE Fighter. AI is definitely going to take the initiative now. It is all us. Let's go ahead and do a mission briefing. Draw 2 cards. There we go. General Veers and an open fire. Hey, what do we want to take out this turn? We have that Sentinel. That's going to buy us a little bit more time. Let's just play Veers. Hit for a little bit more here. 4 damage. And then hit him for another 3. Ooh, we'll be taking out the Wing Guard. Let's pass. All right, 7 to 10, our favor. We're getting through this 8 damage. We'll drop the resupply. At this point, 8 resources is what we need to cap. So resupply can go down. No reason to keep ramping. Cloud Sending Wing Guard has to swing into our militia, buying us a little bit more time. Let's continue to buy ourselves time by playing the Emperor's Royal Guard. Because we have Official in play, we do have Sentinel. So, no big deal there. Alright, let's attack with the Imperial Interceptor here. We'll hit it for 4. The game is over if they don't play something in space, which they didn't. Nope, they went super ground heavy. Perfect. Boom. 5 damage there. That gets us there. Opponent was just holding a distant controller. 1 spaceship. They would have been all right. Yeah, that was great. You know, again, this sealed pool went a little bit differently than we expected. But, I can't complain too much. Let's see if it happens again. So we got plenty of time. We're going to go ahead and do another sealed. Open some packs, and let's see what we get here. I do not have a Discord, Tupper Hunter, but there is a Discord for the Star Wars community, SW Unlimited. You should be able to find that there. If you're on Facebook, there's also a community group, and both groups have already started putting resources on how to play, putting all the online resources available together as well. There's also a great resource site called SWU Holocron. I think it's SW Holocron or SWU Holocron, and you're going to be able to see more of that there. But yeah, another reason why I like Force Table is that it does enforce a lot of the rules. Now, sometimes they do have to make changes to some cards on how they work, and according to priority. But it is nice to be able to play in a setting where it's harder to misuse a card. So, if you ever played a card game like at the beginning, you're playing kitchen table with your friends, and then you go to a tournament or find another friend who's been playing for a while, and then you learn like, wow, that rule is not the way I thought it was. That's always surprising, but it is one of the things I like about online games. So, all right, man, this card looks so good. I don't know how I feel about it for 4, but I do love the art on this card. So, just really nice. I love this little the border pattern for the black and blue events, just nice. But yeah, this is an interesting pack. I don't know if I love it. We got Director Krennic, who's okay. He restores 2 when he attacks, and each friendly damage unit gets +1/+0. So your units have to be hurt to get this ability. But he comes out on turn 5, and 7 health is really good. That's way better than IG-88, who will die immediately to an open fire. All right, nothing too crazy in this pack. I'm a little disappointed. It's all cards you would use to kind of build around decks you have set. We see Yularen and Homestead Militia for some good green and healing and defense. We see some aggressive stuff with Death Star Stormtrooper and Admiral Ozzel. And we just see some fun little combat tricks here. So let's move on to the next pack. I'm hoping we can see another good leader here. Oh, double Krennic. All right, well, let's skip Krennic. Blizzard AT-AT, I would love to have played this last game, but we never really got there at the right time. So, good bomb. Imperial Interceptors is always fun. Rugged Survivors is a good card that could be a bomb very easily. So, it has grit, so for each damage, it gets +1 damage that it can deal, meaning this card can get to 7 damage. Not to mention, if you control the leader, you draw when you attack. A lot of good blue support already in this pack. Academy Defense Walker to give shields, to give experience tokens and be a defender. Death Trooper to deal with some stuff. Vanquish to deal with any non-leader card. Peace for the shield. Devotion, this is a new card if you haven't seen it yet. Gotta love Luke and Yoda swinging from the trees here. Looks just like an interesting Disney shot. But anyway, attach unit gains restore 2 and gets a +1/+1. So I would take that. I'd play that. We got Regional Governor, which is good, but not so much in the sealed not so much in this matchup. So if we were playing best 2 out of 3 against the AI, it's a shoe-in for sure. Pack 3, please. Sabine Wren, okay, a non-Krennic card. Red, white, aggro. 2/5, 4 resources to get out. She hits hard, she hits fast. She just needs the support to make it work. So far, I don't think I've seen it. Jawa Scavengers, an open fire, another Death Trooper. Loving those Death Troopers. A couple new cards in here. We've already talked about Bounty Hunter Crew, 6 costs with Ambush. Steadfast Battalion, 5 costs with Overwhelm. Rogue Squadron Skirmisher, 6 costs with Ambush. These are all fun new cards that have been coming out the past 2 weeks. I think they're great. They just need more support to work around them. So, and Strike True. So, oh, great question, Tupper Hunter. If you attack with a unit, why your unit would die. So both units deal damage at the same time to each other. So when you do attack any other units, you're going to take whatever damage they do. Similar to Magic and Hearthstone. So if you're attacking a creature, the creature is going to defend itself in some way. This card here, though, is brand new. Released this week in the draft stream. Strike True. A friendly unit deals damage equal to its power to an enemy unit. Big fan of cards like these. Magic, they call this the fight mechanic. And that's what you're doing. So, but in this instance, actually, they're not even fighting. So, my bad. It's literally just taking damage and dealing it. It's pretty great. Or fight, you're really trading, picking who you want to hit. So, but I love that card. It's 3 costs and only 1 green aspect, so easy to fit in. Here comes Chewbacca, the healthiest of leaders. 2/9, 2/9 with Sentinel comes into play after 7 resources are in your resource area and has grit. So that means Chewbacca could eventually be a 10 damage character, which is pretty cool. You know, I've played him a few times. I haven't really built the deck around Chewbacca. It could be because I feel like they took the walking carpet comment too seriously, because he does look like wet carpet in this picture. But, you know, just blue seems weird. I mean, blue's good, but I'm just not a fan of the high cost of a lot of blue cards. I'm not sure if the trade-off's there yet for me, but it is what it is. All right, we've already talked about Make an Opening, another new card revealed this week. Let's talk about Cargo Juggernaut. So 6 cost, 1 blue. It's a 4/6 vehicle tank. So this looks just like any Imperial Star Wars toy I've seen in my life. I'm pretty sure I've owned this toy. It has shielded, and when played, if you control another blue unit, heal 4 damage for your base. So 4 damage is a lot. I think that's a great trade. We've seen 1s and 2s, but 4 is really good for something like this. If it had Saboteur, that'd be cooler. But, you know, it's a 4/6 for 6. It's 1 blue, so you're not penalized for just throwing it into your blue deck. So I like it. Another Death Trooper. All right, some low-cost units, some interesting support. My favorite card in this game, Overwhelming Barrage, and a K2SO. K2SO is really good with the Sabine mechanics here. So it's a 4/4 for 4, has Overwhelm, and when it's defeated, you can deal 3 damage to that player's base, or that player discards a card from their hand. You're probably always going to choose the base. So, really great card. Also, one of my favorite characters, and my favorite Star Wars tattoo I have, so is of K2SO. So here we have IG-88. If you've been watching since the last game, I can tell you I'm not going to play him. I already don't think I have the support, and again, he dies too quickly. 1 open fire, and what was the point in putting him into play? So, let's move on. Capital City, Lothal. Rugged Survivors, a resupply to get some more events into play quicker. An ATST. Echo-based Defender, nice green-white card with Sentinel. No other new cards here. Let's take a look at some of the bigger ones at the end, our uncommons and rares. We got Kanan Jarrus, who on attack, you can discard a card from a player's deck, which is really great, and you can heal 1 damage from your base for each different aspect among that. So it's pretty good, especially in a limited setting like this where you have 30 cards. Your opponent already draws 6. So, you know, it's 24 card deck, and if you can get them to stop drawing, then you'll have a better time dealing with them. Also, this art looks good. Just good. Devotion we've already talked about, and it binds all things here as a rare. So heals up to 3 damage from a unit. If you control a force unit, you may deal that much damage to another one. So, yeah, all interesting here. I'm really kind of disappointed with a lot of the what we're going to end up building probably, but you know, that's what Sealed's about, trying to make things work with the limited options you have. A second Sabine Wren. We got a little bit more red support there. Love seeing that open fire. Love seeing another Overwhelming Barrage. Zeb Aurelios. So that's already 3 Spectre units if you count Sabine. When this unit completes an attack, if the defender was defeated, you may deal 4 damage to a ground unit. Okay. All good stuff. Man, I wonder if I can do a Spectre deck, honestly. Let's take a look here. Look, the sealed pool worked this time. Way better than last. I was worried I was going to have to look at all new cards again. Okay, so we have 2 Krennics, 2 Sabines, 1 IG-88, and 1 Chewbacca. So essentially we don't have any like green or strong yellow. So not really going to be something we're looking at. Yeah. Much I love green. We can put green into something, but we should really be looking at probably our reds and our blues primarily here. Build upon that. 3 Death Troopers. That's good. That's good. Here comes Kane and Jarrus. Here's our rugged survivors, regional governor. As far as blue units, you know, if we went to the Krennic route, we have the defense walkers and the death troopers. Not a lot of other red cards for that support. You'd want to see some like single red cards if you're looking at other single aspect units. I think if it was Krennic, you'd almost have to go. You could go green. You could go green. Maybe yellow. As far as Sabine, though, Sabine, we got a couple of options. So Sabine is red and white. We're going to pass all of these up top. We can play Consular Security Force. If we go blue, we'll have access to K2SO here. Kane and Jarrus, if we continue with that blue. These rugged survivors, the snow speeders, Spec Force soldiers, which are going to go through, and Zeborelios. So decent units, but you really want them to go a little bit more. Let's check our space stuff. Really nothing here is going to benefit Sabine except for the Vanguard Ace, and the Vanguard Ace needs to be played with multiple other cards on the same turn to be taken advantage of. So it may not be an option to go Sabine, it looks like. Ooh, 2 overwhelming barrages, 2 open fires. Man, that's tough. I could go green or I could go blue with Krennic. I can go green or red with Krennic. I think we're going to try to go green. Build our deck. We have Command Center and Echo Base. We'll just take the Command Center to be more on theme. All right, let's take a look at our ground units here. We know we're going to have to run all 3 of these Death Troopers to take advantage of Krennic's ability. Again, Krennic's ability is, as a leader, each friendly damage unit gets +1/+0. And when he comes into play, which can be as early as 5 resources, he has Restore 2, and this ability is still static. So damaging our guys is going to be worth it. So we'll take the Seasoned Shore Trooper here, the Steadfast Battalion, the Super Laser Technician because of that ramp, the Vanguard Infantry to give experience tokens, this Wilderness Fighter because it has shield. We're playing a little bit of green, so we may come back to Yularen. What we don't have is a lot of Sentinel, but I don't really see that in our card pool anyway. So let's try this Juggernaut, right? I think so. Homestead Militia will give us Sentinel once we hit 6. And for the booster boxes, great question. Top on our ass, what leaders are confirmed for the booster boxes? Right now, there's still about 60 or 70 cards left to be spoiled. We've already seen Leia, Han, Grand Inquisitor, IG-88, Jyn Erso, Cassian Andor, Iden Versio, Luke Skywalker. What am I missing? Darth Vader, Grand Moff Tarkin, Grand Admiral Thrawn, Director Krennic, Leia Organa, Chewbacca. Yeah, quite a few. There's already several leaders, which I love. And you can actually see I do a lot of streaming on Tuesdays where I focus on one leader and build there. Wow, our space units are low. Let's just play all of these. 3 space units. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's all going to come down to events, guys. It's all going to come down to that, honestly. Overwhelming Barrage is going to have to help us get through these... get through and take care of those space units. That'll be fine. Let's go with the Strike True to do the same. A Vanquish to do the same. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there was any other leaders I was missing. The one thing we haven't seen is villainy leaders. I'm really looking forward to villainy leaders. I'm hoping we see a Palpatine. That's all I want to see. I'll take an Anakin. I don't think they'd give us an Anakin and a Darth Vader the same set, but, you know, I'd still take it. You know what? I think villainy, if we see the villainy aspects, it'd be nice to see a Maul or Count Dooku, I guess. We already have Count Dooku as a unit, but Dooku as a leader would be great. Yeah, I think so. All right, we're at 25 cards. I'm not feeling great about these space units. It could be that green wasn't the best move to go to, but here we are. I'm still going to try it, right? We definitely want this AT-AT and hope our ramp gets us there. We'll play Yularen. And we'll play the 97th Legion as well. So, not as much ramp as I'd like, but we can get there. All right. We do have an Entrenched and some Devotions. We're going to play both Devotions. Entrenched is good, but you cannot attack bases. And if we had a Sentinel unit, this would probably be what I'd put it on. But until then, we're just going to run this deck as it is and see what happens. All right, game one. Black-blue versus red-black-blue. IG-88 making his way back to the field with the security complex. No mulligan for us. Let's just deal with what we have and make the tough decisions of what goes into the resource pile. Oh, it's not going to be overwhelming barrage, I'll tell you that. Wow. All right. Well, we'll get rid of both 3-drop units. No, making opening is so good. We'll get rid of making opening. Yep. So we'll go settle for the Wilderness Fighter because he does have shield and can protect himself. That's great. We're going to play a card. We'll play the Patrolling V-Wing and draw for the turn. So, opponent plays 2 tubes. 1 cost, 2/2. Great card. I'm assuming we'll eventually see a Saw Gerrera, 2 tubes leader and companion as a leader eventually. Okay, we got a 97th Legion. Not going to get there this turn. That's 4 more turns away, so we'll get rid of that. Let's play for the turn we are in. And let's also just take care of 2 tubes now. So we'll play the Death Trooper, deal 2 damage to a friendly ground unit. We'll choose ourselves, and we'll do 2 damage to an enemy unit. Also ground. It'll be 2 tubes. Out comes the Sympathizer. Now with 2 tubes, it's just best to get him off the field quickly. Why not? He's dangerous. He makes your opponents... it makes your opponent's units more dangerous, so better just to get it out. Alright, wow, some more good cards here. Give me an extra, that'd be great, I think. Well, I'll get rid of it. Alright, out comes the 5th brother. Not what I want to see here. Let's go ahead and attack with the Death Trooper, and we're going to swing into the security complex right now. All right. Wow. IG-88's doing what they need to do, and it is go wide. They are putting more units out than us and ensuring they get those bonuses. Don't know if I can keep up with their units, so the question is, yeah, we'll do that. We'll play Wilderness Fighter. It does come into play with the shield. They'll probably skip it. No, they won't. They'll swing with the Ardent Sympathizer. Interesting. Let's go ahead and swing on the base. Hit the base for 1. Drop it down to 19. We're still at 30. And we're going to go ahead and pass. AI takes the initiative. And we will decide if we're getting rid of Cargo Juggernaut or something different. I think it's just Cargo Juggernaut. Probably play Moment of Peace if the Death Trooper can survive. And we can play Director Krennic this turn. So we have 5 resources. All right, AI does put IG-88 into play. That changes things a little bit. We can play Overwhelming Barrage and deal with IG-88 and a Death Star Trooper. So I think we'll just go there. Give a unit +2/+2. We now have 6 damage to distribute as we see fit. IG has to go. Again, 4 health is not great. You can die to open fire, no problem. We'll do 1 damage to the Death Star Trooper here and 1 more damage to the Ardent Sympathizer. Again, Overwhelming Barrage is a great card for clearing the board. We're now ahead a little bit. Our Death Star Trooper has +2 health. It's pretty good. Let's go ahead and take advantage of that +2. Swing on this base, meaning we're going to hit it for 6. Drops it down to 13. AI plays a Resilient, giving their 5th brother +3 health, which is dangerous. 5th brother loves to have health. Let's go ahead and attack again with the Wilderness Fighter. Now we have taken no damage from the opponent, so I think we're going to get this in the bag. Swing with the patrolling V Fighter. Drop him down to 10. We're 20 points ahead. AI is playing catch up, and as much as they want to clear the board, it's not going to be quick enough for them. Let's go ahead and play our Krennic. Now, Krennic restores 2 when he attacks, but we've taken no damage, so I guess we're just swinging. All right, Death Star Trooper dies at the end of the phase due to that +2/+2 bonus being gone, and I think we will... Well, all these cards are fine. We almost have the game. We'll get rid of Moment of Peace. And let's go ahead and play that Vanquish and get rid of the 5th brother. All right, AI only has a Wilderness Fighter out who's going to attack this turn, can only hit for 2, has 4 health, and 2 shields. So a little bit annoying, but again, we're getting closer and closer to finishing this match up. A little slower now, but that's all right. AI has way too much... we have too much of a lead, honestly. The AI has lost too much health. We're still at full. There's another maximum barrage. So, all good on our part. We're also at 7. So, all fine. Imperial Interceptor comes into play and takes out our V-Wing. That came out turn 1. No problem. We'll give Krennic a Devotion, giving him a +1/+1. He's now damaged, which is great, because he also gets stronger with that. And we're going to play Overwhelming Barrage. So we gave him +2/+2, 6 damage to split up as we see fit. 4 can go here. And we have 2 more damage remaining. We'll just go ahead and hit it here. All right. Couldn't take out that surgical droid, so the AI will heal. And we'll just swing with Krennic now. And that should be 6, I think. Yep, 6. Game 1 done. Let's move on to game 2. Second sealed draft of the morning. First one was green, black, and red with Tarkin. This one is blue, black, and green with Krennic. Imperial Day. I have no problem with that. No mulligan. Let's just make tough decisions here. 97th Legion is definitely going to go. Wow. I guess we'll get rid of the Steadfast Battalion. It's a good card. It's a new card, but we gotta get rid of something. As far as what the AI is playing, we're seeing Han Solo. Put a card from your hand into play as a resource and ready it at the start of the next action phase. Defeat a resource you control. So it's it's ramp. It's a pseudo ramp, but it's ramp. So we could see some dangerous things here. We'll see what happens. We'll play the Vanguard Infantry and hope I don't regret it. All right, and we'll take the initiative. Han's going to put a resource into the play, so they'll probably drop something that costs 2. They do. Just vanilla X-Wing. All right, Han Solo's a little bit ahead of me. That's fine. That is fine. But we got to put a card down. We will go with that V-Wing is too good. Gosh, I don't really want to, though. Sorry, Wilderness Fighter, you're out. You're out. Sorry, bud. All right, Han Solo did have to get rid of a resource. They have 2 cards left in play. He can get to 4 this turn. Let's go ahead and play... Do we want a ramp? I'll ramp. We'll play our Super Laser Technician, and out comes the Fleet Lieutenant, who gives a Rebel +2/+0, and a unit can attack this after you play the card. Which way he does, he hits our base for 4, drops us down to 26. That's okay. We'll be fine. All right, to take out our Laser Technician, giving us a resource. Smart of them to take out the Technician first, because if they took out the Wilderness or the Vanguard Infantry, the experience token would have gone on the Super Laser Technician, making him just a little bit stronger. Wow, get rid of that. No. Get rid of that. I just don't want to get rid of any of those cards. I'm sorry. The fact that we already have like overwhelming barrage is great. Can I just put? I'm just gonna put Tarkin into play now. I mean, Krennic. Sorry. Let me just kind of go through the list of Imperial officials real quick. Just name them all. Piet Admiral, Piet Veers, Thrawn, Krennic, Ozzel. All right, we have a Krennic in play. I want to make him a little bit stronger, but first we're just going to Overwhelming Barrage. Give him +2/+2, and let's wipe the board a little bit. So 1 damage here. 3 more damage remaining. We're going to go ahead and take out that Fleet Lieutenant. We'll take 2 damage from the Alliance X-Wing, no problem. Swing with Krennic into the base. Deal 4. AI takes the initiative. We're going to hit them for 1 more, dropping them to 23. It's a 23 to 26 match, our favor. We have another Overwhelming Barrage in hand, and we have a Make an Opening, which is also good. These are all good cards. I don't really want to get rid of them, but we should definitely get rid of 1. So the fact that Krennic can restore 2 when he attacks, I think is really good. AI just plays Syndicate Lackeys, which hits Krennic for 5. That's dangerous. A little too dangerous, so we're going to use Overwhelming Barrage now. Give Krennic +2/+2. 5 damage can go wherever he needs it to. We'll hit 4 to hit the Rogue Operative, and we'll go ahead and deal 1 here. Right. I'm going to use the Vanguard Fighter. Swing into the Lackeys, get that off the board, and put the experience token on Krennic. Giving him just a little bit more health. Again, he restores our base by 2, and now he's hitting for a total of 5 damage. No, 6 damage, so. Yes, we gave up 1 extra unit, but Krennic is going to get us there. No problem. Get rid of the AT-AT right now. I know we're at 7, but I want to do a couple other things with Krennic. AI just is top decking, so I'm not too scared. Let's put a Devotion on there, make Krennic a little bit stronger. Out comes Han Solo. We're going to play Homestead Militias, who has Sentinel because we have 6 or more resources. Han Solo doesn't have Saboteur, so he has to swing into the Militia. AI also plays Snapshot Reflexes. When you play this card, you can attack with the attached unit. Which is why the X-Wing was able to attack on that same turn. We'll go ahead and swing with Krennic. Heal our base for 2, hit their base for 5. Han Solo, again, has to swing into our Sentinel, which he will destroy, giving us a little bit more time. We'll take the initiative, but it's going to be too late for Han. So as much as he wants to destroy Krennic, it's a little bit too late for that. All right, let's swing now while we can, just in case. We'll heal our base, go back up to 30, drop the security complex down to 7, and play some Death Troopers, I guess. Deal 2 damage to itself, and let's hit Han for 2. All right, AI made a mistake and didn't swing with Han this turn. We're going to play another Death Trooper. It's going to hurt itself, and it's going to take out Han Solo. So, no, it's not. Oh my gosh. They healed Han Solo. My bad. Surgical Droid healed another unit. Smart move on their part then. Let's take the initiative. Han's probably going to kill Krennic if they're smart. AI was not smart and went immediately and hit that base. So, oh, Diago, man, I got you addicted to this game. That is great. I'll love to hear that. I know I'm having a great time with it. So, all right, 8 resources. Just for fun, let's play the Academy Defense Walker. Gives an experience token to all damaged units. That's right. If you were playing Krennic and damaging your own people, you need to be playing the Academy Defense Walker. So, Sentinel, 5/5, and experience tokens all around. I love that. Let's swing with Krennic, kill our base a little bit. We took 10 damage last turn, but not going to matter. AI plays the Wing Leader, put some experience tokens out on the X-Wing. a little bit too late. The game is over. We win with 24 health. Smart move. They had a Vanguard ace that turn, so they could have played that and got more experience tokens. That would have been a rough turn if we weren't healing as much. So thanks to Krennic healing for 2 and then getting the devotion, we were healing 4 every time he attacked and just had to keep him alive. Awesome stuff. Game 3 then. Game 3. What a quick morning. We'll probably be doing another sealed pool here. Let this generate. Again, a great week. Great week for Star Wars. We saw the draft pool. They Fantasy Flight Games also that they will have multiplayer rules coming out soon. Maybe we'll see that at the beginning of February. I don't know if they'll show it as early as this month, but countdown's there. Countdown is there. It is January 6th, and we need to get to January 8th. So we have a couple of, March 8th. So just a couple of months. Just a couple months. Let's go ahead and refresh here. There we go. Play the third game, please. Nope, still taking some time. I've seen this a little bit lately with Force Table. And again, they do have a Discord where you can go in and chat and talk about any issues that you're finding with cards or the gameplay. Usually I've just seen this happen a few times where it takes a little bit longer for the AI to generate something. Not sure why. I usually just wait a little bit and reload. But again, it's only been happening this week. Will I be playing the physical game when it comes out? Yes, I will. I have a couple of pre-orders already set across different online retailers. Big fan of just kind of spreading that around a little bit, trying to see who's better, as well as waiting for my local stores to do it as well. So here in Portland, Oregon, I've already talked to a couple of stores that will be hosting the game. They're interested in it. And I even saw this week we are seeing more stores getting access to the demos. So if you're unfamiliar with that, you can always be checking around in the circles of like Reddit, Discord, Facebook, and start seeing stores posting about their events they're having. So there's, I know like right now, a little south of Seattle, there's a store doing a 16-man demo tournament. Everyone plays demo decks. You get to play, have some fun. Really cool. They've been advertising for that a bit. They're doing a road show where they're actually hiring people to play or to test this out. I've seen the sign up page. Essentially, they're paying people like $17 an hour to go and play at stores and host these demos. And these stores have requested demos. So it's really cool. You can see the backing of this game has been much heavier than it has in the past for Fantasy Flight. And that's what you need. You need really good organized play. Oh man, this is taking forever to generate this deck. But no, I'm excited to play. I've also pre-ordered my supplies as well. I will be trying out the Game Genius supplies. I like the quality of their stuff. Everyone has their preferences when it comes to shields, whether it's Dragon Shields, BCWs, KMCs, Ultimate Guards, katanas, anything like that. But I've been impressed with Game Genius for the most part, and I definitely don't mind the quality. I think what I'm liking is they're doing something what I think a lot of suppliers should do. Ultra Pro take notice, is they're putting in outer sleeves, with your sleeves with pictures. So I think that's really cool because, if you're playing a pictured sleeve, eventually the film can get messy and it will ruin the picture, degrade it, and then it's not tournament quality. But when you're using outer sleeves, you can just kind of protect the images you like. Yes, your card's a little bit thicker, but that's fine, right? It's a 50-card deck. Why not? If you don't want to use Game Genius outer sleeves, but you're liking the Star Wars art, just go ahead and pick up, Dragon Shield outer sleeves. KMC has some great ones as well. I can't recall if Ultra Pro actually has one or not. But yeah. Diago, I don't know if they're doing a lot of demos in Europe yet. However, I do know that Asmodee is doing a retailer thing this Monday, January 8th, an online retail kind of a summit, I would say. Well, summit's not the right word. Keynote? We'll go keynote. Just a presentation where they're going to be talking about how stores can, encourage this game and dive into it and what some of the order things are. So if you know your local stores get things from get Asmodee products if they're part of the Asmodee connection and not getting through like another second party distributor, then it should work. You may have some more interest there. I don't know if we're going to see this third match. I mean, I'm okay with winning 2 and dropping to another sealed pool. But kind of a little annoying, so a little rough morning with Force Table. Again, it's ran by 1 or 2 people. They are managing a lot. I can't fault them for providing this service. I really do enjoy it, especially when a lot of the service is free for people to play test. Sealed, not so much. You do have to pay a little bit with the Patreon, but I definitely don't mind if it makes, this service better, which is why I'm here. All right, I'm going to either forfeit if I don't have it after this next refresh. Much I love talking about Star Wars. I want to play. There we are. We're in. Game 3, Leia Organa. Let's hop in there. Miss Organa with a mulligan. All right, if you're unfamiliar with Leia, she just breaks the game. She just breaks the rules. Here, she is everyone's favorite princess. Action. Exhaust Leia, attack with a rebel unit, then he may attack with another rebel unit. That's right, 2 rebel units in 1 turn. The Patreon, great question. I think it starts off at like 10 a month. 10 and 15, I think, are the options. I definitely don't mind it with how much as I'm playing as streaming, just to get more of that limited pool. If you're hesitant about it, you can always just wait until they get put the draft in there too, so you can get more of the advantages. But again, this is all free to play. You just upload decks with Force Table, and you can play against AI whenever you want. But to do the sealed pool, you definitely need to be a Patreon member. So no mulligan for us. We're to make the hard decisions here. Getting rid of... Wow, I don't want to get rid of that Defense Walker, but that's going to be a given. And Yularen. Cool. So we'll keep the V-Wing to try to get the cards back. Draw a card here. Opponent already plays a Rebel, so that's bad. And a good Rebel at that, a 3/3 for 2. It has no abilities, but it doesn't need one. It's just good. So we're going to drop the 97th Legion here because it costs 7. Opponent plays the Rebel Pathfinder, so our Sentinel's not going to matter too much if we had it. Let's go ahead and attack with the V-Wing. Get that 1 damage in there. A reminder, in Sealed, once you hit match 3, your opponent has +8 health. So that's why this security complex is not 25. Okay. Nothing we have is going to kill that Battlefield Marine. So we're just going to go ahead and deal 2 damage to our Death Trooper, and let's deal 2 damage to the Pathfinder. Oh, thanks, Iago. You have a great day. Enjoy your time in Portugal. Hopefully the weather is amazing today. We'll take the initiative and see what happens here. Leia already has 2 rebel units, so that's not working out for us. We'll go ahead and play Steadfast Battalion as our resource. We really want to take advantage of these Death Trooper abilities. Play that Restore 2, but I think we're going to pass. Let's play the Death Trooper, deal 2 damage to it, and we'll do 2 more damage to the Rebel Pathfinder. Let's get that guy out of here. Now comes a Fleet Lieutenant. Wow. That again, this Leia deck's already pretty great. So Leia's all about that temple, all about rebels, and she's doing really well. So great job for the AI in building this deck. We'll play the Vanguard Infantry. That way when it dies, we can give an experience token to someone. AI swings, takes out our Death Trooper. We're going to take the initiative. I'm not really trying to hit that base for 1 more. And we want to get Krennic out. Wow. Lose the ramp, lose the kill events, or lose what could make Krennic really good. I think we're going to lose the ramp. I'm liking these devotions with Krennic. I think it makes him a lot harder to deal with. Yeah, I want to see it. Let's do it. It may be a little bit more simple for against an AI. I think an opponent would definitely be working really hard to take out Krennic. That's all right. Ooh, out comes Leia. This is bad. Leia can swing and force any of these units to swing with her. So we'll probably have to clear the board. Man, I really wanted this devotion, though. We won't be able to take out more than one unit, though. So let's just play the devotion. So Krennic's just not strong enough. He's only going to do 2. If we play Overwhelming Barrage, it's 4, meaning he's going to kill one of these units. Not going to be the best use of our card. So let's just bump up Krennic, making him now a 4/9 with Restore 2. And out comes this Admiral Akbar. Oh my gosh, this Leia deck is like on point. I just feel like it took a great Leia tempo and just made me play it. But whatever, you know, if that's what makes us better players, it's what makes us a little bit better of a player. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and attack with this Death Trooper. We gotta take something out. So let's take out the Battlefield Marine. Again, limiting the amount of units Leia has in play is going to buy us a little bit more time here. Fleet Trooper swings now. Doesn't swing into Krennic like he should. For some reason, they also didn't swing with Leia Organa, as they should as well. So a lot of times the AI is not going to make the best decision, and that's okay. I mean, playing against the AI is fun, and it can help you learn a little bit more about your deck, make better decisions, find maybe some synergies that you weren't expecting. But it's not always going to make the best decision. And it's not to say your human opponents are always going to be like making the best decision every turn, anything like that. It's just sometimes you can see it. It's like it's very obvious, and you wonder if it was a human, you know, would this have happened? So, but you know, I make mistakes too all the time. So I have definitely made plenty of misclicks. If you've watched any of my videos. And General Dodonna hits play. That sucks. General Dodonna gives all friendly rebel units +1/+1. So all of these guys hit just for a little bit more, but that's all right. Let's go ahead and play an Overwhelming Barrage and make this a little bit more even. We have 8 damage to split up. 8. So we're going to go 3 on the Fleet Trooper. Oh, dang it. I forgot. They're stronger than that. That sucks. All right. Well, we'll take out Dodonna. Again, Dodonna, just as a pain. Just a pain. Deal 1 to Akbar. Out comes a patrolling V-Wing. We're going to swing with Krennic right now and heal our base. All right, there we go. Hit their base for 8. Leia swings, hits our base for 4, and because she swings, she can swing with another rebel, hitting us for an additional 1 with that Akbar. Let's take the initiative while we can. Giving up 1 point of damage, but that is all good. All right, I think we're in a good spot now. We're in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 resources. We can play 2 of these cards, which is what we're going to do. I'm not going to lay a card down. All right, first thing, let's go ahead and put Sentinel out there with Homestead Militia. Buy us a little bit more time. Then we're going to play Make an Opening. We're going to give Leia Organa -2/-2 this turn. And heal our base. And then Krennic is actually going to swing on the base. Leia's going to be forced to swing into the Homestead Militia, which is not a problem for us. Swing with our own V-Wing, drop him down to 11. It's now 11-30. These double devotions, I mean, we're restoring 6 as long as Krennic's in play. And Krennic has a total of 6 health remaining. So if Leia doesn't start really trying to bring down Krennic, the game is mine. I think Krennic became a little bit more viable, honestly. I think Devotion is a really good card. Only 2 and one blue, honestly. Yeah, it is good. It is a good card. 6, 6, 6, 6. We'll do that. We'll go to 7 so I can play another Overwhelming Barrage. Overwhelming Barrage is the card, honestly. This is the card I need as a playmat so bad. Let's just clear the board again. 3 damage here. Echo-based Defender is gone. We have 3 more damage remaining. We don't take out the space unit, but that's okay. Swing with Director Krennic. Hit for an additional 8, bringing the opponent down to 4. Not a big deal. AI will go first if we don't take the initiative, so we'll take the initiative and finish this match. Actually, I could have won the game with Homestead Militia. Again, I make mistakes too. Homestead Militia is showing 3, but what we forget is Krennic's ability is all damaged opponents get +1/+0, which is fine. So, you know, and it's not in Krennic's mindset to let underlings get the victory, right? So why not? Ooh, take down. Defeat a unit with 5 HP or less. A little bit low, a little bit slow. All right, what a great sealed that was. A little messy, but that's all right. All right. Been about 2 hours. Let's go ahead and do one more. Open our packs, see what we get here. Drink this Iron Man water. If anyone actually saw me drink this Iron Man cup, they would be appalled because they know Iron Man's not my favorite character. Iden Versio. Blue-black shielded. When enemy unit is defeated, heal 1 damage from your base. 4 for 4. Again, the problem with this card is it easily dies to this 3 cost. So if you're trying to get to 6 resources, this means turn 5, you know, you would die to a 3 cost card, right? You've worked really hard to get your start healing, do your control, and a 3 cost common just took her out. And that makes, you know, that says more about how good Open Fire is than it does say how bad Iden Versio is. Now, Iden Versio just really needed a 5 health. Like, just, it's, if you're going to give leader units 4 health, they automatically just become so B or C tier to me. So anyway, that's my opinion. But you're here, so you're going to hear it. Anyway, we got a couple of red cards here. Power Failure, which is brand new, revealed this week. Defeat a number of upgrades on a unit. I've already talked about I liked that earlier in the stream. Mon Mothma, fun green-white one. Search top 5 cards for a rebel. Draw it. Okay, for 1/3 for 2. Yeah, that's a great turn 1. So, arts could be a little bit better, honestly. Yeah. So, and Count Dooku. Darth Tyrannus, sorry. Shielded, and when played, you may defeat a unit with 4 or less remaining HP. I like it. I feel like it should have been maybe 5, but again, a unit with 4 or less remaining HP. This doesn't even say non-leader, just that. So again, oh hi, Iden Versio, you're dead. So it's just something to think about. If you're seeing those 4 health units in your limited pool, try to avoid it unless you really want those colors. Pass it on to someone else if it's a draft, or you know, see if you have other options before settling on a 4 health. And if you go for that 4, be wise of when you're putting them out, right? Okay, Battlefield Marine, Fleet Lieutenant, some good rebel builds here. We see 2 tubes, 4 costs to believe in. Great card, but in limited, you want to make sure you're playing a lot of white. So take advantage of this card. Lieutenant Johnson, Death Star Prison Warden, seen in A New Hope, dies really quickly, but has quite a few speaking lines. And has Sentinel. He's a 2/2, and when played, reveal up to 4 blue cards from your hand. For each card revealed this way, give an experience token to the unit. So if you do this right, it could easily be a 6/6 Sentinel on turn 3. So I'm a fan. I'd love to get a Boba. Oh, well, there's a Boba. Fun. Love seeing that. All right, so Boba is really good because when he completes an attack, if an enemy unit left this phase, you can ready up to 2 resources. So, you know, you can have a lot of fun. He comes out on turn 5, and you could pay 5, you know, play 5 resources, use them for other cards, attack with Boba, untap 2 more, and get another card into play. Like, it's really great. A couple more rebel builds. Seasoned Sword Trooper, Spec Force Soldier here. Great card for that game-winning move. A unit loses Sentinel for this phase. You play that when the opponent thinks they got a little bit more control, and you just surprise them with something like that. It just makes a big difference. Really good card, great cost. The fact that it's a unit and not an event, even better. You know, you see cards like this with events, right? Like, hey, make that unit lose defender for this turn. And it's just like, okay, like, it'd been cooler if something else was happening, but the fact that it's a unit really helps. Homestead Militia, great card, 6 or more resources, will gain Sentinel. A resupply, a Steadfast Battalion. New card, and I just haven't played this yet. Fun art. I really like this. I think what I love about it is this guy in the background is just like cheering it on. It's like, here we are in this fight, and he's just like, yeah. He's probably more of like a charge thing, but there's, I like the idea of just, yeah. Anyway, I want to play this card. Hopefully I do. Veers for that Rebel build. Piet, if you're kind of going into to that green with those high cost cards, is really solid. So I'm thinking so far Boba, yellow, black, red. Shin Urso, okay, higher health, great. A little bit better than Iden Versio or IG-88, but like, is the ability worth using? It's okay. A second lieutenant. All right. Double Vanquish. I don't know if I'd go Boba, blue, yellow, black, but I don't think I've ever played it either. So that'd be a possibility. However, I would play Bosk. I would play Bosk anytime. If you're playing Boba, you want Bosk, you want Syndicate Lackeys, you want this keyword ambush so bad, right? 4/5, again, takes out a leader when it hits play. Also, a big fan of this art. Really love it. And here's one of my favorite capital ships, the Chimera. Thrawn's flagship here. Shielded 8/7, and on attack, name a card. An opponent reveals their hand and discards a card with that name from it. So that's really good. Pairs well with Viper Probe Droids and Thrawn. And just look at that art. Look at that art, man. I can't wait to talk more about Star Destroyers as the game releases more of them. Some of my favorite cards in this game, in every Star Wars game, have been Star Destroyers. Just the art is perfect. Love that Imperial gray, Durasteel gray, just right there across the space, the openness, black void of space, just so good. So big fan. Let's go to pack 5. Nothing's really like stood out as a bomb, honestly. So I think we'd have to really build upon that. Another Iden Versio, which we may pass on, but we did get a Defense Walker here. This is good. Blue, black. Distant Patroller for more blue. Scout Bike Pursuer, okay. Unless this last pack is drastically different, which I don't know what it's going to be, but I think blue, black, yellow is going to be it. We saw a second Open Fire. And there's a second Vanquish. And here's a resupply. Wow. So, fun stuff. Another Inferno card here. A Sabine Wren. We could look at the red-white, but I didn't really see anything that was standing out that we got. She needs a lot of red-white tempo to kind of really stay relevant. Like, you're throwing a lot of cards in the field. And another example of why Sabine is more of an A tier, or you could say S tier leader, is she's 4 to get out and she's a 2/5. So she already protects herself with this 5 toughness, right? This 5 health. It's going to be tough to deal with unless you're playing, takedown. So, but Open Fire is not going to get that done. Yeah, so I think it's good. Do 1 damage to each enemy base when she attacks. All right. Let's just do some building, guess. Let's see what we got here again. So yellow, black, blue is kind of what I'm thinking. Iden Versio, I'd rather pass on. These two just really aren't going to make the cut. Like, if I really want to just challenge myself, I guess, but I'd rather keep fighting other, pairings of cards, right? So, wow, that's a lot of Battlefield Marines. That looks really good with that Sabine. Maybe I was wrong. I don't think I was wrong, though. I don't think we have more red or yellow support, right? If we went with Sabine, we would run 3 of these, 4, 5, 6. We'd have to go green, 7. And all the cards need to have white. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh my gosh, maybe that's at least 11 low-cost units. Almost 12 low-cost units. Okay. X-Wings. Okay. Maybe. Okay. Well, maybe I'll try Sabine. I got to get like a vote thing going here. I really want, you know what? But I was so excited for Boba. I said I really wanted to play Boba, and there he was, just popped open. Oh wow. Okay. Well, look at these red events, right? Tough decisions. Tough decisions. It really could go either way. The Boba pool looks good. The Sabine pool looks good. I think we're gonna go Boba. Boba's just a little bit more fun. And again, that's kind of what I was saying in the beginning of the game. Why not try Boba Fett? All right, we only got 2 bases to choose from, and there are generic ones. We'll choose Lothal. I like Lothal. I'm a big fan of Dave Filoni's world and lore, and Lothal has definitely been a great place. So, Bosk, we're going to play. Cloud City Wingguard, we're going to play. Double Lieutenant Shieldson. So we really want to make sure we're going a little bit blue heavy here for Lieutenant Sentinel abilities. So we'll play the Rugged Survivor, the Scout Bike Pursuers. Not too many Snowtrooper Lieutenants, honestly. Let's Walker there. Dooku. And that's 10 cards already, 10 units. Let's take a look at our space. The Mining Guild Fighter is going to allow us to draw more cards, so that's always good in a limited pool. If we're running out of cards and we have resources to use, might as well just be drawing, right? Outer Rim Headhunter is going to be great once Boba's in play, as well as the 7th Fleet Defender, who comes in with shields and a 3/2. So, again, we got to play some blue cards, so let's make sure we're putting the Patroller in and the Inferno 4 Unforgetting. All right, 4 events. We're going to definitely play both Vanquishes and Takedown. That leaves us with a couple of their cards. We're not playing any Force users, and Waylay's such a maybe, but we'll run it. All right, we'll play both Reflexes, the Entrance, and the Resilient here. Snapshot Reflexes is going to kind of give us a little bit more attack, and that's going to be important. That 1 extra point of damage and health can make a difference in limited pool. So let's go ahead and put those in there. It also allows us to play the card and immediately take an action. So nothing, like no reason not to, honestly. All right, we have 6 cards remaining. I'm going to have to play some non-blue stuff and throw it in here. Honestly, I think the Boba Fett is going to be the harder deck to build and play now that we're in it than it is that Sabine one. But you know, it's where we ended up. Sometimes you just want to play what you want to play. All right, let's just throw stuff in here. I'll throw the Lieutenants, and we'll throw in Veers. It puts us at a 27. We'll throw in the Surgical Droid because he's blue. We do want to make sure we're seeing a lot of blue cards. We'll throw in It Binds All Things just to be a card we get rid of, as well as we'll throw in the TIE Fighter. It's a 1 cost. All right, let's see how we do. I have a feeling this may not go as well as I thought it would. And again, for some reason, we're having a little bit of trouble in Force Table today with the AI generating decks. I'm not sure why. It's not horrible. It's minorly annoying just because I would like to, play and stream quicker. Oh, I like that I can repick my leader. Okay, well, maybe I will do that. I won't lie, that function's never always been great. Has not always been great. Save and close. Repick leader. What happens if I go Sabine? Alright, Sabine is red-white. And they're wanting to give us yellow. Let's change it to red, white, green. We'll go Echo Base. Be a little bit on theme, right? She'd have to play all 3 Battlefield Marines. You definitely want 2 tubes. Pretty much want like a lot of low-cost units. The Fleet Lieutenant's going to be great. K2SO is going to get you there. Definitely want to try Mod Mothma. Pathfinder for that Saboteur. Spec Force Soldier. Rogue Squadron Skirmisher for that ambush. And 2 battalions, because I've been wanting to try that. Already, I think we should have just gone this from the start. I know what I wanted to play, but here we are. All right, we got to play the wing leader. So the big thing is, if we're going to play this card for a cause I believe in, we really want to be picky here. So there may be some cards we drop that we've already added that don't have white. But let's see what else we're running here. Got to run the open fires. Got to have a way to deal with those bad leader units. We could run the resupplies just for that extra bump, which I don't mind. Oh, Mitchell K, great question there. Asking, is this game in beta? How do we sign up? I didn't realize it was digital. It's actually, so the game comes out physically in 2 months on March 8th, but you can play it digitally in 2 ways. One is through a site called Felt Table, or you can just go directly to the Star Wars version called forcetable.net. And you can upload decks or play the demo ones that are there. It's a completely web-based browser function where you play against the AI. You can join the Patreon to get access to their sealed and draft options. Right now, draft is still not here yet for Star Wars. It just got revealed this week. Or you can play on Tabletop Simulator, which is a application you can find on Steam. Download a mod. There's about 2 or 3 of them out there, and it's similar, but you can only play against real players. So if you're interested in joining more of the community, I'd recommend looking for the Star Wars Unlimited group on Facebook or Discord or Reddit. You can also find great resources at something called SW Holocron, where they list all the resources available and sites where you can just kind of enjoy the game more. So hopefully that answered your question. I would love it if Asmodee made this more of a digital game, but they're really always behind with stuff like that. All right, we're at 19 cards. I need 11 more. So I think we're going to draw all 3 X-Wings because of, again, this white aspect here. Take a look again at our ground units and make sure we're running white aspect cards. Okay. Again, if we're going to be playing for a cause I believe in, we want to have enough cards to make it work. Ready unit with 3 or less power, that fits what we're doing. We'll put this in here just in case we run into a Tarkin. And I guess we can run precision fire. All right. 5 cards remaining. The Star Viper is going to have Restore 2. The V-Wing is going to allow us to draw a card. Completely welcome, Mitchell K. That's a great question. So I know I'm always excited to be playing a game before it actually comes out, learning more about it, and just prepping myself for that future pre-release. So 29 cards. And we got to add 1 more. I guess we'll just add Infiltrator Skill and go from there. 30 cards. And again, the AI is still generating a deck. So we've already built 2 decks. Let the AI get through this. Now, again, usually this is not this slow. For some reason this week, I don't know if it's just because of some of the added cards or some of the other stuff. But this is kind of where we would go into the Discord and mention it for Felt Table and just say, hey, you know, in the Star Wars portion, I keep running into this, you know. But here we go. Game is up. No mulligan for us. We're just going to have to deal with the fact we got to put 2 cards from our hand down as a resource and make some tough decisions, as I always say. Well, this X-Wing we could play this turn, but it's vanilla, and we can play a V-Wing and draw a card, so we'll take that. And I think it's going to be the Star Wing Scout. So Fleet Trooper just kind of does a little bit more for us. The V-Wing draws a card. K2SO is a great bomb, and Open Fire deals with whatever, you know, the opponent puts out there. Now let's take a look at who we're playing. Grand Moff Tarkin. Spend 1 resource and exhaust him to put a token on an Imperial unit. These experience tokens give them +1/+1, so you know it's something. Okay, let's see here. Play the V-Wing. Let's see what we draw. Rogue Squadron Skirmisher. All right, I don't mind that. It could go to the resource pile next turn. We use Sabine's ability where we damage each base. So they're at 24 and we're at 29. Pass. If you're unfamiliar with Sabine, she is really aggressive. Everyone would probably say she sits in that S tier right now, because she's good. She is good. You can really build around her. You can do a lot. Getting a card like For a Cause to Believe In, really gets you there. And that's one of those cards that if you were thinking about, quadrant theory, if a card is always good, that's a card that's not mean. Tarkin's definitely going to put a token on the seasoned sword trooper. That is not a problem. Let's swing into the base. Now, may have the Marine swing immediately into the shore trooper next turn after we use that fleet lieutenant, but I'm not sure. The problem is the shore trooper we only have like one turn to kill it. If the AI is smart, it puts an experience token on the shore trooper immediately, but I don't think that's what the AI is going to do. I'm going to go ahead and drop the Alliance X-Wing just because. Yeah, just because. It's vanilla, and I don't really need it this turn. Got a couple other options here. Ooh, I like that. Let's just open fire. Let's take out the shore trooper now. There we go. Opponent plays Greedo. We have one resource remaining. We'll go ahead and put Infiltrator skill out on this Battlefield Marine, giving it +1/+1, so it's a 4/4 with Saboteur. AI does give it a -4, -0 with Jeddah City, epic action ability. We'll do 1 damage to each base though, using Sabine's ability, and then we're going to put Sabine into play. This is why Sabine's good. She's 4 resources to put out, and she has 5 health, so she's not going to die to cards like Open Fire. Swing with Sabine first. We're going to avoid the Greedo. Deal 1 damage there and 2 additional, and then we're going to go ahead and pass. All right, a resupply, a Steadfast Battalion, a Viper. Let's drop the Viper. We're at 5 resources. There isn't going to be much more for us to do. Ooh, here comes Syndicate Lackeys. 5/4 swings into Sabine. Smart move. That is definitely what you do. We can kind of do that back, but we're going to go ahead and Fleet Trooper. Attack of the unit. Battlefield Marine. It's going to have +2/+0 because they are Rebel. We're going to put some more damage on this opponent's base. Boom, 6. Let's drop him to 12. We have a 13-point gap. And Tarkin has no Imperial units to put these experience tokens on. So nothing's going to get bigger. We'll just pass. We'll take a little bit of damage here. I'll take initiative. Sorry, not pass. So we're going to take an additional 7 damage here. So here comes 2 more. And here comes the final 3, dropping us down to 15. So it's a 12-15 match in our favor. We're going to keep the pressure on. Double resupply. Wow. Not seeing any Imperial units, so let's just drop the power failure. And let's get that damage in now. So we can swing for 7 and drop them down to 5, but they do have a lot more health, so we're going to have to do something about that. All right, let's take out the Syndicate Lackey since they hit for 5. Get him out of here with the Fleet Trooper. Out comes Veers. We can't let Veers sit and play. So Veers is Imperial. He gives all other Imperials +1/+1. And Tarkin's now a target. Has a target to put experience tokens on. So we'd rather just get rid of that. All right, it is a 12-12 match. Nope. Not really a big deal. All right, we're going to play K2SO, who has Overwhelm, and when he is defeated, he'll deal 3 damage to an opponent's base, which I will take. We'll take the initiative. We're going to take 5 more damage here and drop down to 5. It's going to be a rough game. I may lose. That's okay. We have 8 sitting on the field. They got to do 5. They have 5 in space. I don't know if I have an answer for it, but we'll find out. We do have to keep fighting. Nope, both these units are too strong for that. Yeah, it may be their game. The big thing here is we really want K2SO to die, but there isn't anything for him to hit. We'll go ahead and swing with it. K2SO into Greedo. They'll trade. Greedo gets to deal some damage nowhere. And there it is. So Mercenary Company comes in with an ambush, and for some reason the AI decides to hit K2SO, which is not what they should have done. So we'll go ahead and deal 3 damage to their base, dropping them to 6. Drops us down to 4 though. So due to the overwhelm ability, again, they got us. They did. Good job. Go ahead and swing. We'll hit him for 4. Puts him at 2, and we lose to Tarkin. Going to happen. Definitely some mistakes were made, but hey, that's why we do this. Just have some fun. All right, first loss of the game in our 3rd sealed pool. So this was game 7 for me. First loss, that's okay. No mulligan. We're just going to have to deal with what we have. We're going to drop the Rogue Squadron Skirmisher, I think. No, let's get rid of Infiltrator skill for sure. And get rid of 2 tubes. Let's see what happens if we can hold on to the Skirmisher a little bit. Okay. They play an Admiral Ozzel. Admiral Ozzel, you can exhaust him to put an Imperial unit into play ready, but when they do that, your opponent gets to ready a unit. So if you're going to play Admiral Ozzel, you want to use that ability the first action of the turn before your opponent can exhaust. All right, we're going to take a look at the top 5 cards of the deck and grab a Rebel. There's only one. Alliance X-Wing. All right, action ability, deal 1 damage to each base, including our own. All right, it's 24 to 29. That's why we did that. We're going up against Grand Admiral Thrawn, so he's going to be seeing the top card of our deck and his every turn. And if he wants, well, he can definitely exhaust one of our units if they cost equal to or less those cards that he's looked at, which is what he's doing. So he's reveals Steadfast Battalion from top of my deck and taps our Mon Mothma. All right, a little annoying. That's okay. Let's go ahead and let's hit space. Out comes Jedha Agitator, new card, 2/1 Rebel Saboteur, and on attack if you control a leader unit, deal 2 damage to a ground unit or a base. Really great card. Would love to pair this up with the 7th Sister. Take more advantage of just like bypassing other units and hitting units in the field, right? It's just so good. It's really great. And this is a common, so fun common that you're going to want. Action ability, we're still ahead. Let's deal 1 damage to Tarkin Town and 1 damage to our base. Admiral Ozzel now swings to hit our Mothma. That's okay. We'll take the initiative. All right, and they use Tarkin Town to finish off Mothma. So she is out. All right, AI knows we have a Steadfast Battalion in hand, but this is the turn we get to play Sabine, so that's great. I'm going to play the battalion as the resource. Let's see what happens here. Sabine coming into play is going to be fun because we can play the Fleet Lieutenant on her, give her +2/+2 since she's a rebel. We could also play a Battlefield Marine this turn. Okay, gross. We got General Veers into play now. We can ready a unit though. Let's go ahead and attack with this X-Wing again. So that's the problem with using Ozzles. If your opponent's already exhausted a unit, you're going to let him attack twice or use an ability twice. And that's not always a fair trade. All right, but Veers is in play now. Let's go ahead and play a basic card first. No, let's just put Sabine into play. So deal damage to 1 each base. We'll do that. 18 to 25. We're still ahead. Veers is going to hit our base for 3. Drops us down to 22. Put out Sabine. AI takes the initiative, and we're going to go ahead and play that Fleet Lieutenant here. Attack with a unit. Yes, please. We're going to attack with Sabine Wren. We'll just swing. AI only has like 1 Imperial unit right now, and I'd rather put more pressure on this base. So there we go. Now we can play 1 more card, but I'm going to go ahead and pass and save the Spec Force Soldier in case we need it. All right. initiative's getting a little bit hard, so let's drop. It's 13 to 22. We have a 9-point advantage. AI goes first, though. Look at the top card of our deck, and they're going to tap down something, and it's not going to be Sabine, though, which is great. All right, we're going to go ahead and play Wing Leader. Give Sabine 2 more experience tokens, making her a little bit tougher, and the Mando disabling Fang Fighter comes into play to get rid of him. That's okay, though. That is all right. Swing on the base again, keeping the pressure there. Look at that. We drop it down to 9 this turn. And we're going to hit it again with this Alliance X-Wing. If Oswald has a plan to do anything crazy, I would like to see him do it. Nope, no plan. Just swings for 2. Just generic 2. Let's put a Marine into play. We still have the Agitator and Veers to swing. Remember, the Agitator can deal 2 damage to a unit if they controlled their leader, which Thrawn is not out yet. And Veers gives all Imperial units +1/+1. We'll take the initiative. This game is over unless something drastically changes next turn, but I can't think of a single thing. Get rid of there. All right, first things first. Let's go ahead and swing with Sabine Wren, who's going to hit this base for a total of 4. 1 with her ability, 3 with her attack, dropping it down to 3. This puts it in death range of 2 other units the AI has to deal with. Veers does swing, and instead of swinging on a unit, swings on the base. Not really a bad decision because it's over anyway. So that's game 1. Bam. Let's move on. Game 2. That AI loaded those decks fast. Much better. All right, no mulligan for us, but what are we going to put down? Infiltrator skill, Battlefield Marine. Yep. So the reason why is because Mon Mothma can at least put another card in her hand, giving us a little bit of advantage. We'd rather keep the resupply to just get that ramp if we want it. Open Fire takes care of any card that has 4 or less health. And Fleet Lieutenant's going to be great once we get Sabine in play. So we are going up against Krennic. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem. We'll take the X-Wing, or Speeder, sorry. All right, now Krennic does have damage units get stronger as they go, and they have energy conversion labs, so they can pretty much put a unit into play and give it ambush for the face. Now they have a Vanguard infantry, so best thing we can do is kill that before another unit hits play and take advantage of its death and not being able to give an experience token to someone else. All right. Now, since this is the second match on Force Table Sealed, it does give the opponent +4 health. So this conversion lab started at 29. AI plays Resilient, giving that Vanguard +3. Okay, that's interesting. Not sure if that worries me because it only hits for 1 and it stays alive longer. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure if that's a concern of mine. All right, let's play the resupply. The resupply is going to get us to 4 resources, and so we could put Sabine in this turn, which I think we probably should. AI does use the conversion lab ability to use the seasoned shore trooper. Swings with them immediately. Let's swing with Mon Mothma while we still have her. Swing right into this base. This does make the shore trooper a little bit stronger due to Krennic's ability, so maybe we should have swung into the shore trooper to get rid of it, but here we are. Still 1 damage to each base using Sabine's ability, and then we're going to play Sabine next turn. And we'll attack. Sabine's going to hit for 2 +1 from her ability, so we get this base down to 23, and we're at 28. Oh, look at that. 2 open fires. Let's get rid of that. All right, these are some options. Let's do Fleet Lieutenant, though, and get a big swing in. So Sabine's going to go ahead and go. And let's hit that base. AI is going to want to swing into our units anyway. It's a smart move. They're already damaged. They need to get our units off the board. Then we may trade a little bit. But that's perfectly good. All right, nothing else for us to do this turn. We're just going to take the initiative, let the AI finish playing it out. Take out our Sabine. That was expected, but we got a couple other options coming up now. Get rid of another X-Wing. We're now at 6, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and play the Rogue Squadron Skirmisher. So it has ambush. We'll go ahead and swing into the Homestead Militia here, not allowing it to ever get that +1 bonus. Again, keeping Vanguard Infantry down. We're going to return Mon Mothma to our hand. And now we can swing on the base, and we'll swing for 3. So the AI does have the Royals Guard out, which means when Krennic hits play, which he now does, we have the Sentinel ability. Which is great to see this little token here. So we'll do an action ability ourselves and deal 1 damage to each base, dropping them to 13, us to 27. And then we're going to take the initiative here. AI is probably going to make some decisions. Let's see, they do attack our Snowtrooper, or sorry, our Skirmisher Speeder here. And that was a smart move, so Krennic takes it out. The Emperor's Royal Guard is a little bit tougher. That's okay. We have answers for that. Everything here is honestly fine to kind of keep. Let's just get rid of 2 tubes right now. All right, we're at 7 resources. No reason to go much further here. Let's get this taken care of first. We have a 5. Ooh, 5. 5 is hard. We could waste 2 open fires, but I don't think that's really what I want to do. Let's take out Krennic. So Krennic is out of play. The Royal Guard now swings into the Fleet Trooper, which is fine. Takes 3 itself. I have an answer for it, but I don't need to move that fast. Let's go with Mon Mothma. Grab another Rebel unit. It's just going to be the Echo-based Defender. Ooh, Academy Defense Walker hits play, giving the experience token to the Royal Guard, and so we have double Sentinel. All right. Really got to see that Rebel Saboteur, I guess. We do have a Saboteur ourselves, but we're not going to go first next turn, so let's put a couple more units then in play. The AI is going to be tempted to hit our units just to get that bonus from Krennic. I mean, anyone would, especially if you had Sentinel, right? So if you're a Defense Walker, why not hit Mon Mothma for that 1 damage? Makes sense. All right, 7 resources. Let's just keep it all. Out comes the Super Laser Technician. A resupply. 4 resources remaining. AI gets a devotion with restore on that Royal Guard. Wow, they're putting a lot into that Royal Guard there. Let's try and open fire it. It's not going to finish it off, but it gets it closer. Oh, it does finish it. Perfect. AI swings on our base for the Defense Walker. Decent move. We're going to go ahead and swing as well. We have to swing into the Defense Walker, though. It's already attacked, so I definitely don't mind trying to get past it. Use the action ability, deal 1 damage to each base. And we'll pass. So we got that Fleet Trooper who should be able to take out the Defense Walker next turn when played. We also have the Spec Force Soldier. So a lot of good stuff here. Right, AI does a resupply. Not sure why, but that's what they do. Mon Mothma will now swing. Hero of the Rebellion, not just the voice. There we go. Taking out Defense Walkers all on her own. Show me that. I'm still curious on like how Mon Mothma is going to die in the new series. You know, hopefully it's something awesome, but we will see. All right, let's go ahead and get K2SO out there for that extra damage. Super Laser Technician is going to swing and kill itself. Again, AI ramping for something, but who's to say? Use our action ability, drop down the bases again. A little bit slower here with Sabine, not as fast as a constructed deck, but that's kind of what you can expect. We'll pass. No reason to put any more cards into the resource pile. We got a wing leader here, that's great. Alright, let's go ahead and do some damage. We'll swing into the base. Now, K2SO does have Overwhelm, so anything that goes over the opponent's health is going to go straight to the base, which is great. Go ahead and put our Homestead Militia out there to give us Sentinel. Swing with K2SO. We're just going to go ahead and do 4 straight damage. Could have played the wing leader, but we did not. That would probably have been the better play. It's normal. Let's just pass. No reason to slow the game down more than it already is going, which is fine. Oh, look, a Sentinel unit. That's fine. We'll just go ahead and play this Spec Force Soldier. We'll have it lose Sentinel for the turn. Again, that's kind of the point of Spec Force Soldier. It makes it really fun. Let's play the Wing Leader. Put 2 counters on the Pathfinder, just in case. I mean, nothing to worry about, really, but that's what I did. Swing with the Pathfinder for 4, dropping them down to 3, and then we'll swing with K2SO to finish this off. So, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Again, here's where the AI is probably making the wrong decisions, is they keep putting cards into their resource pile. Now, I think they do have a stop, but it's interesting. I'm curious kind of like what the programming is there. But, you know, once you know what's in your deck, it's okay to stop. There's a lot of times where I'll sit there and be like, you know, if my cards are no higher than 6, I may go to 6 and stay there, or I may go to like to 7. So. All right, final match here with definitely the last match of the stream. No mulligan for us. We're going to get rid of something, though. All right, resupply looks good. Keep fighting looks good. Wow, wow, wow. All right. I'm going to get rid of the resupply. There's a couple of other options we can do on turn 2 and 3 here. Yes, resupply would have gotten Sabine out quicker, but we're going to do this. Now we're playing Grand Inquisitor against Grand Inquisitor, who can deal 2 damage to a friendly unit with 3 or less power and ready it. So he's going to damage all of his own guys, but they're going to be doing more damage quickly. So kind of makes me rethink if I want to start Sabine's ability right now. It's tough. Let's take the initiative. Now, because the AI gets harder in the sealed pool, they give it +8 health on their base at the beginning of this turn. So, at the beginning of the game. So, it's a little bit rough. That Saboteur's nice. Alright, here comes the Battlefield Marine, I guess. And there's that 5th brother again. Yep, it's going to get tough. It's going to get tough. Let's put the Infiltrator skill on the Battlefield Marine. See what happens here. 5th brother gets damaged by the Inquisitor. What a great ability. Who would have thought that Inquisitors can work together? There's some motivation for you there. 5th brother damaged. Uses the raid ability. Can swing this turn. Hits us for 5. Great job. Let's take the initiative. First Legion Snowtrooper finishes us off using its Overwhelm ability. Deals 1 damage, but the Snowtrooper is out of play. Okay, ooh, good stuff. We're going to drop the Battlefield Marine. So we can play Sabine this turn and trigger the Fleet Lieutenant. So let's go ahead and attack with the V-Wing. And we can also play Sabine this turn and use the Wing Leader to make her a little bit tougher. Pass. I want to see. I need this 5th brother to swing, so we're going to pass again. Oh my gosh. Inquisitor uses the ability to trigger the first Legion Snowtrooper. Again, look at this combo. If you're interested in playing for Grand Inquisitor, right, you want to make sure your units have more than 2 health. So with Legion Snowtrooper, you can put on turn 1 and swing for 2. And as long as it's attacking a damage unit, it gains Overwhelm. So it's pretty good. We'll do one more pass. Again, I need to see this 5th brother swing. Now, if the opponent chooses to take the initiative after one of my passes, I'll lose my whole turn. Which, honestly, I kind of would do that. And we're at, wow, so 7, yeah. So a lot of damage there. Let's go ahead and play a card now. Wasn't that fun? That was not fun. Alright, we gotta take care of this Grand Inquisitor. We can take the counters. It has 3 health and it's going to hit for 2, 4. It's going to hit for 4? Okay, let's wing leader it. Okay, Sabine does 1 damage to the base, does 7 to that 5th brother, takes 4 herself, we'll pass. Sabine's in play, and we can Fleet Lieutenant her to have a little bit more fun. And we are at 5. Oh my god. Out comes another 5th brother. Danger, danger. I really wish I could play this Rogue Squadron Lieutenant, but we can't. Rogue Squadron Snowspeeder. Man, we can take out the 5th brother. That's really it. It's the right move. It sucks, but it's the right move. 6 damage there. That brother is just going to get more dangerous. Out comes the first Legion Snowtrooper to take out Sabine. Smart. Puts us at 8. Thanks to that nice Overwhelm and Snowtrooper Lieutenant. So danger, danger, man. 8 is rough. Now, Inquisitor comes out on turn 6, which is next turn, and he'll hit for 3. So we do have this Rogue Squadron Skirmisher, which is nice for that extra ambush. May not be you. It's not you. All right, here he comes. It is out. Now we can either hit him for 5 or 4. Either way, none of these are great odds. We'll go with Rogue Squadron. Let's go ahead and return a 2 cost, the Battlefield Marine, and trigger the ambush and swing on the Grand Inquisitor right now for 4. And if we're lucky, the AI will play something else and we can swing. All right, perfect. Nope. Energy Conversion Lab. Wow. Smart move. They're taking us down real quick. Real quick. Second loss. This is definitely going to be a second loss for me this game. Opponent has 5 damage right there on the field. Hits us for 3. Snowtrooper Lieutenant was going to hit us for 2. We'll go to game 5, technically. Wow. 2 losses on Sabine. I wonder if we would have had the same thing with that Boba deck we tried. But that's it. 2 losses is all you're guaranteed in the sealed pool, and I don't mind that. I'll take the losses. I'll learn from mistakes, see what synergies were there. Overall, I think maybe the changes I would have made is not play Steadfast Battalion. I feel like Sabine was too fast for Steadfast Battalion to work. Sabine was coming out with 4 resources in play, so she was always faster than the battalion. Battalion needs to be in play and be ready to really take advantage of the Overwhelm and the +2/+2. However, Steadfast Battalion makes a lot more sense with cards like Energy Conversion Lab. So imagine that when you're have your leader in play. We'll take Sabine, for example, and it's turn 5, and you're just like, Energy Conversion Lab for 5, Battalion comes out, readies, has ambush, hits something low cost, let's say like Super Laser Technician or Greedo, something with like 1 defense, right? Now you're hitting them for 7, that's 6 damage straight to the base. So I think there's some options there. I had a lot of fun today. I'm really glad everyone was able to ask a lot of questions and enjoy it. Yeah, I'm excited. A lot more cards getting spoiled all the time, and as soon as they spoil a villainy leader, you can guarantee I'll be making a video about that. But hopefully everyone has a great Saturday and is enjoying the new year, and I'll see everyone later.